From distant lands we gather, hearts of fire all along. Oh, big Nick, 'cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Warriors of the ancient sea, songs of glory dark and bold. In the night, our spirits free, legends born, tales unfold. Oh, big because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. From horizons wild we roam, with thunder in our soul. Every battle brings us home to the stories ages told. Oh, big Nick, 'cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight.
Hey, oh, folks. Oh. Microphone. Good to have. Hey, oh, folks. All right. Well, we are in it for day 4 of Alicia and Florida versus Alicia Andrews. It has been interesting thus far. In my personal opinion, I understand the evidence. I understand the crime. I understand the 4 out of 5 suspects are highly implicated. I understand that people might say, he's gotta have known. Folks, this is a criminal trial. She oughta, she shoulda, she woulda is not good enough. There needs to be concrete evidence. She said this at that point to that person. Look at all the text and everything. And if I interpret everything correctly, all they have is she went with them. Her phone was in the car. She was at McDonald's. She was at the first club, second club, and then she weren't there anymore, but her phone was. That's it. In my opinion, if that is all you have, sort off. But we have at least 2 more days of the state's case in chief. They might, and I said this in the beginning, the first part of the trial is against the other 4. It's a dress rehearsal. And maybe now, with these final 2 days of witnesses, they will actually show us stuff. Hey, Tommy, thank you so much. That is so nice of you. This is so nice of you. This is reminiscence of Melly. Yeah, if the YNW Melly trial had a female passenger earlier in the day, then this would be, yeah. And they, so, yeah. But we will go through it. Now, Scandinavia we have had our daylight saving, or whatever it's called in the fall, which means we jumped an hour ahead, which means your trials, instead of starting 3 p.m. my time, it starts 2 p.m. And I can't make that. I mean, it's virtually impossible, except maybe Fridays. So I decided, until you catch up with us, with your daylight savings, I will do this recap thing, where all right, let's allow the court to go most of the day. Boom, here I am. And we can play it in 1.25. We can skip the breaks, the lunch, the pauses, and we will probably catch up quite fast. And you won't be bored too with all the breaks. We are currently at sidebar counter 36. No, sorry. We are at sidebar wrong trial. We are at sidebar counter 10. 36 is the other trial. It's the Dustin Duran trial. We are at sidebar counter 10 and day 4, which is, yeah, isn't it, Mr. Jingles? Yeah, I think he agrees. And hello, folks. Hello over at Rumble. Hello over at Twitch. And hello at YouTube. And hi, Derek. Good to see you. Tammy, Turnips, Siobhan, Gwendolyn, me. Who else is here? Tammy and Turnips are have had some fun. Yes, I was a few minutes late. I had to wake up. I had my nap before the stream. And also, I simply, usually I have to have a drink because yesterday my throat got sore. So I bought a bottle. So that will take care of itself. It is half a gallon. So I should be okay. All right, folks. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, show comments on stage. Yes. And let's see here. Let me know if $1.25 speed.
Your weekend. All right, very good. Thank you. Everyone have a seat. Welcome back, members of the jury. I hope you all enjoyed your weekend, your time off. So while we were on our weekend recess, did anybody watch, listen to, read any news accounts or social media accounts related to this case? Anything? Did anybody talk to anybody about anything related to this case? Did anybody do any independent investigation or research regarding this case? Okay, very good. We're ready to proceed. And we've attempted to cut down the glare on the screen. So if you can't see the evidence, stop and let us know, because obviously it's important that you all see the evidence. So if the glare is so bad that it's really impacting your ability to see the evidence, just let us know. Okay? All right, state who's going to be your next witness.
The state calls Alicia Kaufman.
Alicia Kaufman. Day 4. Alicia Kaufman. I would assume this is a cough. Hi, Deanna. Good to see you.
All right, you may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
Alicia Kaufman, Kaufman.
Ms. Kaufman, how are you employed?
I'm a crime scene investigator with the City of Tampa Police Department.
How long have you been a
See you,
crime scene
Alicia.
investigator?
About 15 years.
Back on June 25th of 2024, did you respond to the Tampa Police impound lot to assist with processing a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that pursuant to a search warrant that was obtained by law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working alongside homicide detectives?
Yes, ma'am. It would be, believe Detective Alverson and Detective Kirkpatrick.
And was the vehicle that you were processing, was that the black Dodge Charger belonging to the victim in this case, Charles Jones?
I do know that it was a Charger, but at that point in time, I didn't know who actually it belonged to.
Good
What
answer.
was your role when processing that black Dodge Charger?
I was advised by the detectives that the first portion of the search warrant had been completed, the swabs, other photographs, etc. And my sole And my sole job was going to be to photograph further and document the damage and potentially pull any projectiles from that vehicle.
So there had already been a crime scene investigator who had already done those things that you have just mentioned. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How did the vehicle appear then when you came to the impound lot?
It was in one of the secured bays, and it had what we would call as yellow markers or yellow stickers. They look like little rulers. They have our police department logo on them. And with that being on there, that indicates to me that something had either been notated or prior photographed and documented.
And you said the detectives briefed you that they had already had the vehicle processed for swabs for DNA. Is that correct?
Yes, that they had already gone through the entire vehicle.
As well as the photographing the damage to the exterior of the vehicle. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Part of what you were documenting was that to do the interior of the vehicle and to collect any sort of projectiles or bullet fragments that were still contained inside the vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification states 68A through double K. Did you previously look at all of these photographs before coming to court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, we would introduce into evidence 68A through KK.
Okay,
Any objection? Admitted?
And Ms. Kaufman, do all of those photographs fairly and accurately represent the photographs that you took showing the...
So, we've seen this damn car through two other officers at the scene, and now we're going to watch the same car, but in the impound lot. Now, this one is more important. They could have exchanged the prior two cops' testimony about the car with them. Yes, I was there. Yes, I took photos. Here's two photos. Move the fuck on. And waited until this person showed up. Because this is the actual evidence.
different damage and some of the projectiles that you recovered from the interior of the black Dodge Charger.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a projectile that you recovered from this vehicle that still appeared to be intact?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was that located?
I believe I notated it as like a hinge hood. So when you open the hood of the vehicle, in this particular case, the vehicle opened normally where the hood opens towards the windshield. And in the corner up near the windshield of the driver's side, there's kind of a groove or a divot where the wires come. And it was right there up in that area.
Do you document with photographs that entire path, opening the hood, as well as the location and close-ups of what you've just described?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell us what you are documenting in 68B. Let me put that down a little bit.
So in this particular photograph, that's just going to show that the hood is open. And again, those yellow stickers were there prior to my arrival.
And can you point out where it is ultimately that you locate that projectile that's still intact?
Sure. Good to get up?
Yes, ma'am.
It's definitely a little difficult from here to see, but if you see the corner where the hinge comes to the hood, there's almost like a leaf that's orange, a little off-center, and it's right about there in that particular area.
And 68C, I'm going to stand up just for these next series. 68C, is that a close-up of that area that you're talking about?
Yes. So you'll see, again, there's that hinge, or the corner, you have your hinge coming down here, and then right kind of underneath where that parallel line comes, it breaks. It's hard to see just because of the shadows, but there's a further documentation after that.
68D?
So that's going to be, you can actually see where it comes down, that parallel again. So we're kind of leading into this photo to show that very almost shiny, metallic looking item there in the middle, kind of lower, almost the center of the photograph there.
And then 68E.
That's my hand, just removing the projectile, again with what we would use as a measure, just basically showing it close up.
And that was the one projectile that you found still intact, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You can go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you.
Please tell me what 68F
This is proper
shows.
evidence testimony,
Excuse me.
not the
So
garbage we
that
heard
is
the
going
first
to
3
be
days.
the driver's seat, as well as the headrest to the driver's seat.
And still,
And
it has
show damage from
absolutely nothing
projectiles
to
in
do
this
with the
particular
guilt of the
photograph.
defendant.
Yes, you can actually see due to the headrest being dark colored, all of those little white spots and fragments are potential damage there.
68G, what part of the vehicle is this?
That's actually going to be the back of the driver's side headrest. You can see the steering wheel in the forward of the picture, notating that we're still on the driver's side, and then that's just an opposite, so that way we can get both sides of that headrest.
And again, in this photograph, can you see damage that has been caused by projectiles in this particular, in the back driver's seat of the headrest?
Yes, particularly if you're looking at the actual driver's seat, those two notations correct over there on the right side.
68A.
I believe that's the driver's side. Yes.
That's
That's okay.
okay.
That's all right. Wanted to make sure that we have them notated and separated. That's going to be the driver's side headrest. We're looking at this particular photograph is the front, once we removed it in order to actually document it better and further.
68I.
Now we're going to go in and do kind of like, again, those overalls. Now we're in a mid-range, just showing the damage as well as a marker, or as well as a measure in this one.
Then 68J is at another close-up of 68I.
That's correct.
Did you do the same process for the back of the driver's side headrest?
Yes, ma'am.
68K.
So again, notating that we're in the back of the driver's side headrest now. Those are the same two spots that you noticed on the photograph of the seat when it was actually still intact.
And do those correspond with the holes that are in front of the headrest on the driver's side?
For the most part, it's a little difficult.
Is there kind of at an angle?
Yes.
68L, what are you documenting here?
So that's going to be the passenger seat headrest once it was removed. Again, we're looking at the front of it.
And again, is there damage caused by projectiles to the passenger seat headrest?
There is damage to the lower, if you look at the lower corner, correct, right there.
68M.
We're just kind of going in, looking at a mid-range without that measure.
68N.
And that's showing the measure with the same damage that we saw in that prior picture.
Does this show, can you see another area that's kind of damaged to the seat a little bit lower in this photograph?
Yes, it actually shows both pieces. One up by the 4 on the top of the measure and one actually closer to the 4 on the latter part of the measure.
And 68O, is that a close-up of the damage to the lower part that was displayed in 68N?
Correct.
Please tell us what is in 68P.
I believe that that is going to be the back of the passenger headrest.
What are you documenting in 68Q?
So this is going to be what we would call the B pillar of the vehicle. It's that pillar that runs between the driver or the front door and the back door. And right dead center, you'll see the actual line of the black B pillar. And then there's a giant white spot. That's a strike or potential damage. So we're just kind of getting that overall angle so that we can maneuver in so that we can see how we're moving forward in our photos.
You also see damage to the window of the driver's door, is that correct?
Correct.
And then 68R. Is that the same area in the center of the photo, just at a better angle?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you documenting in 68S?
So now we've moved to the back seats, just kind of documenting overall in the back seat at this point in time.
And what is kind of the different particles that are in the seat that are kind of green and white?
It's going to be fractured glass.
68T.
So again, we're looking in from the driver's side of the vehicle. So to the right side of the photograph, you're going to have the rear driver's seat moving over from right to left. Then we'll have the center seat and then obviously the rear passenger seat on the other side. And we're just documenting in this photograph the seat back as well as the seat headrests.
Can you point out which seat has damage by projectile?
Actually, they all have pretty much damage. In this particular photo, we're looking mainly at this one here, the rear driver's side. And then it's hard to see, but you'll get into the other photos and you'll see a little bit more damage there.
68U.
So this is the center of the back seat.
And then 68V.
And now we're going to be looking at the rear passenger seat back itself.
And in this photo, can you again see any sort of damage caused by projectiles?
Yes, up in the what would be your right shoulder area, you can see some damage there.
going to show you 68X. What are you depicting in this photograph?
This is going to be damage to the rear passenger side seat, up near the top where the seat back is, or where the headrest is. You can kind of see it. It's a little faint, but it's next to the one, between the 1 and the 2 there.
And just for reference, is the tan in the photo, is that depicted back in 68B?
Yes, the tan is.
68Y.
Just a closer up photo. Again, you can see it kind of mid-range between the 2 and the 2 there.
68Z.
Just some further damage. That one again is a little hard to see, but it's equivalent to the 3 on the side, and then kind of below the 2, 3 marker there.
Going to 68AA.
So that's going to be the back of the rear driver's seat once we had pulled it out and removed it.
And did you see any sort of damage or strikes to the bottom?
Not to my recollection on the bottom.
68BB.
So that's going to be damage. I believe that's the middle seat.
Again, can you, for the record, just kind of designate where it is located in the photograph?
Sure. It's actually pretty much center in the photograph itself, at the 2 and the 2 mark there.
What is in 68CC?
That is going to be the seats once they were removed. That's going to be your middle seat and your driver's seat.
And we're still looking at the front of that, is that correct?
Correct.
And again, can you see damage in this particular photograph from projectile strikes?
Yes, it's going to be in the actual headrest up on the right. Then you can see in the tan portion where that line comes down. And then it's a little harder to see, but between the headrest, there's actually some more damage there.
68DD.
That's going to be kind of between those headrests.
A
The
close-up
damage field.
from when we just looked at 68CC.
Correct.
68EE.
So now we're in that, we're doing a mid-range photo again. That's going to be the driver, the rear driver, dead center. You'll notice kind of the discoloration coming down right at the line that goes up and down as well as the vertical line. And the horizontal line.
68FF, what are we looking at?
It's going to be the back of the seats for the middle and the driver.
And in this particular photo, can you see damage from a projectile strike?
You can, there's some small damage down on the bottom to the right. Right there, there's some damage pretty much in the center on that particular photo.
68GG.
So that's just marking where that is, especially because it's kind of hard to see without that marker, specifically saying where it is on the photo.
And then 66AA is not a close-up of the damage that was at the lower end of that seat.
Correct.
What are you doing at 68II?
So peeling back, you can actually almost feel the in this particular case, the copper jacketing that's underneath there. So I just took my knife, peeled that layer back, and located that jacketing, and that's going to be right in the center of the photograph, yes ma'am, at the headrest between the center seat and the side seat.
68JJ, what are we looking at in this photograph?
So there's a lot going on here, but what we're really focusing on and depicting is the driver's side door is open. We're looking into the driver's side at the dashboard area, but we're focused mainly on that item of damage there, correct?
Okay. And is that a projectile strike that is kind of going into that dashboard area on the lower driver's side of the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
68KK.
So now we're doing a closer up photograph of that with the measure again.
Hi,
After
Catherine.
you,
Good to see you.
Basically peeled back some of the seats and pulled out various parts of the car. Can you tell the jury, I know that there was one intact projectile that was found in the hood area. What other either projectiles or fragments did you locate?
I did locate some other, what I would call as fragments or debris, pieces of metal, essentially. from some of the seat rests, as well as I believe a small sliver came out of the dashboard.
The part of the back or that seat that you peeled back and you kind of saw a fragment, was that the only other thing
Okay.
other than the projectile that you could qualify?
Again, evidentiary wise, this is excellent testimony from the person who actually looked at the car in the impound lot. Still has nothing to do with Alicia Andrews.
As a fragment? Were the other pieces that you qualified as debris too small or too tiny to be able to truly discern if it came from a projectile?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I have one moment? Your Honor, at this time, we pass the witness.
Okay, cross-examination. Okay, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, very good. You're free to go. All right, who's your next witness?
Judge, our next witness is Detective Kaylin Small.
All right, and off she goes. The one witness that actually they should have taken time with, but it was more important to have the cops at the scene say, yeah, we looked at the car, it had holes, and talking about the holes in the car for 20 minutes. All right, who's next?
Okay, you may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record. I'll let you get situated, sorry.
First name is Kaylin Skull, S-C-U-L-L.
How are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Tampa Police Department.
How long have you been with the Tampa Police?
What? Kane Skull. Okay.
Department?
Approximately 14 years.
What unit are you currently assigned to?
I'm assigned to a firearm investigations unit,
Oh, for
How long
fuck's
have you
sake.
been in the firearms investigation unit?
approximately 6 years.
What prior assignments at the Tampa Police
are we going
Department did
to-
you have before being
Are we going to listen to tool mark analysis?
put in the firearms investigation unit?
I was assigned to a narcotics unit and patrol with street crimes unit.
As part of the firearms investigative unit, are you also a member and cross-designated as a member of the ATF task force?
Yes, I am.
What are your duties as an ATF task force officer?
We investigate violent crimes and with firearm cases, commercial robbery cases, long-term trafficking cases with firearms, any violent nexus to a crime involving a gun.
Does your unit respond to homicide scenes?
Yes, we do.
What type of homicide cases does your unit respond to?
Anything that homicide will ask for our assistance on, usually it's either mass shootings or 3 or more people, any high-profile case that they may deem may be high-profile at the time, or anything that they need assistance on from the ATF.
Did you respond to the home to suites located at 11606 McKinley Drive in Tampa, Florida?
I did.
Did you respond to that area on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes.
What time did you approximately arrive at that location?
It was just before 9 o'clock, around 8:45 or so.
Was there already law enforcement presence in the area at that time?
Yes, there was.
Can you describe the type of law enforcement presence at that time?
When I arrived on scene, I parked on Fowler Avenue in the, the grass area, side of the road. There was approximately 10 or 12 law enforcement vehicles already there. There was a large, I observed crime scene tape around the perimeter of the hotels. I saw multiple law enforcement members, crime scene vans, stuff like that.
When you first arrived, did you meet with other officers from the Tampa Police Department for a briefing?
When I first arrived, I met with the officer holding the perimeter. He had a crime scene log, so I checked in. I then went over and talked to the homicide.
And just to repeat myself, guns, bullets, holes in car, dead person. Now please prove to me that Alicia Andrews knew about it, facilitated it, all the things. Show me the texts. Show me the testimony. Show me the things. This is excellent against the 4 others. Alicia?
Which I believe was the sergeant at the time, Rachel Cholnick, and then another detective from my unit, which is Detective Michael McNamara.
Sergeant Rachel Cholnick, she is the sergeant of the homicide division, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And you said you also met with Detective McNamara with your unit?
I did.
Nick, will you pronounce the names Sullivan and Archie for me? Okay. There you go. Hi, Dave.
Yes.
Were you at that time apprised of the investigation of what had occurred prior to you arriving?
Yeah, limited information. I was told that there was a deceased individual in the vehicle. I was told that he had maybe a rapper from Jacksonville area. And then there was the scene had started in the back of the hotel from where I originally arrived to meet with Detective and Sergeant.
What did you do at the scene?
After I was briefed on limited information, I kind of just walked the scene. I was looking for two other special agents with ATF. I was told that were en route. Wasn't sure if they were on scene yet or not. Went around to where the shooting had initiated, which is the front of the hotel, and met with street crime units from Tampa Police Department.
I'm going to show you it's already into Evidence States Exhibit 1. Can you take a look behind you and see that? I'm going to blow it up a little bit. You said, where did you first come in at and where did you park?
Understand? Or
Yes, absolutely.
So this is how we're having here. This little grass area in front of this is where there's a sidewalk. This is where I parked, and this is where all the law enforcement vehicles were kind of staged, but they could not get into the hotel itself.
And you said that you entered the crime scene, is that correct?
I did. I walked down to the grass area, walked to this opening here, which is the drive, and then met under some trees, which was, I believe it's this area here, the shooting on the right side of the front of the hotel.
Oh, look.
Where did you do your walkthrough?
How many times have we seen
So
that
I arrived
damn
at
aerial
another
photo?
Black Dodge Charger
20?
that was situated between Holiday Inn and those tree lines there, which I believe is where the victim was in the vehicle. And then I kind of walked down, I saw a path of what I believe the vehicle fluid from either a radiator or a transmission, coming all the way down this little grass area in between the two hotels, through the grass, all the way down. And I kind of made my way where the initiated shooting was, which is in front of it says Sarah's and Eva Natural Court Training, this little overhang here.
Okay.
And the crime scene, or the street crime unit were kind of in that side of the parking lot. I met with Detective Andrew Trotter.
When you met with Detective Trotta, was there some damage to a vehicle that was pointed out to you?
There was, yes.
What sort of vehicle was it? And can you point out on States Exhibit 1, this diagram, where it was parked and located?
It was a yellow, I believe it was a Ford Bronco, or I'm sorry, maybe yellow or light orange. You can see a small little vehicle in these parking spots here. Maybe it was the second or third. open
We
vehicle.
already know all of
And
this.
did you note any sort of damage to that vehicle after you were alerted by Detective Trotta?
I did.
We have had 4 cops talking about where the cars were and that there were. Folks, this is quantity over quality evidence. They are putting every cop who visited the crime scene for the illusion of having a lot of evidence. But it's just reiterating what other cops already said. Please come with something
I'm going to show you it's been
new.
marked for identification, States Exhibit 17A through D. Did I previously show you these photographs?
Yes.
And do these photographs fairly and accurately represent that yellow vehicle that had sustained damage by a projectile and where it was located at the time on June 23rd of 2024?
It does.
Your Honor, at this time, we introduce into evidence States 16A through K.
Any objection?
No objection.
Oh, it's 17A through K, I apologize.
Okay. Okay, submitted.
And you said previously on States Exhibit 1, it was parked in this area in the lower kind of center of the picture where there's some parking spaces near this kind of grassy field.
That is correct, yes.
What is in 17A?
That's the yellow Ford Bronco.
17B, is that a close-up of the tag?
Yes, it is.
And then 17C, in this photograph, can you see where the damage from the projectile strike is on the vehicle?
Yes.
Can you stand up and point it out where it is and describe the location?
Strictly above the gas tap door. It's a different color than the paint color, silver color.
This area right here?
Yes, that's where the projectile entered the vehicle.
And then 17D,
Same projectile as the close-up of it.
and can you tell us what it is? Is there any significance to this particular photograph?
Yes, it seems the entry point of the projectile entered from the front of the vehicle towards the back of the vehicle.
So if you go back to 17C, where would be the location of the shooter when they are firing this particular projectile?
It's my belief that they were in front of the vehicle, firing toward the back of the vehicle.
And then again, going back to 17D, can you show what is the basis of that?
You can see the projectile, how it's like an arrow type shape. It enters the vehicle on this portion here, scrapes the side of the vehicle, and actually enters the back portion.
So they had one CSI talking about one car and this guy talking about the other car.
Then I'm going to go put State's Exhibit 1 again. So based
for
on
fuck's
this
sake.
photograph, can you kind of tell us the general area where the shooter would have been at that point when that yellow vehicle was struck?
My belief would be somewhere in this light colored area near the parking spot in the grass, maybe either on the parking bumper, in the grass, or just in front of the vehicle itself.
You can go ahead and have a seat. After you saw the damage to that particular vehicle, did you yourself start looking for casings that could have been left behind by the shooter in that area, that general area where you believe the shooter would have had to stand in order to make that projectile strike?
I did.
Were you able to find any sort of casings in that area?
No, I was not.
After you saw the damage to the vehicle, did you alert the crime scene investigators so that they could take photographs and document the area as well as the damage to that vehicle?
Yes.
Were you also asked to assist in narrowing down a vehicle that was located in the Home to Suites video footage?
Yes, I was.
Were you able to look and see a vehicle that was a black Chevy Impala and asked to see whether or not you could narrow down the year of that vehicle?
I was told on scene that the belief was a later year model vehicle. My belief it was earlier than that, so I did some research on it.
Can you tell the jury how it is that you researched the vehicle and what sort of databases you're looking at to kind of narrow down the field and the year of that particular vehicle that is being showed in the surveillance video from Home to Suites?
Yeah, so I saw the video of the vehicle, realized it was a Chevrolet Impala, believed it was a between a 2006 to 2000 maybe 15 or so vehicle. Researched the generations within that Chevy model, realized it was a 9th generation model Impala. Those years were 2006 to 2013. I pulled up all of the trim levels on a 2006 to 2013 Chevrolet Impala, which are LS, LT, and LTZ, and I broke down which each exterior characteristics are for each trim. I put all those on a spreadsheet and then looked at the trims for each year, looked at the video again, and I noticed some identifiers in the exterior vehicle that were not in each year of the trim or each trim itself. I narrowed it down to an LTZ trim based on a GM emblem that is in the front quarter panel of the vehicle, which was only on 2008 and 2009. I also saw that it was the upgraded wheels on the LTZ, which is a different year than the 2007. There was a 2008 wheel because the spokes were a little bit wider. It had the rear spoiler, which is on the 2008 and 2009 vehicle. And then I noticed that it had potentially body color matching door handles from the video. There was a little bit of light on the door handles, so I wasn't sure if they were chrome or body color matching. Through the research of the LTZ, the 2008 and 2009, 2008 had body color, 2009 had chrome, so I nailed down my search to an 08 or 09 Chevrolet Impala. I then, through my research, was told that they were from Jacksonville, so I took the VIN, researched.
Let me stop you right there.
Sorry.
That's okay. So did you have an interest in cars before becoming a member of the Tampa Police Department?
Yes.
How long have you been interested in cars?
Well, I'm 42 now, so since I was a small kid, so.
So you have talked about some different trims that are available on the Chevy Impala, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And based on you researching the different types of features on the particular vehicle that is depicted in the Home to Suites video, you could narrow it down to the year based on the particular year and model and the features and the trim that were available that were unique to each year, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And so far, based on the appearance of that black Chevy Impala, you said that you were able to narrow it down to 2008 and 2009, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Now, I want to ask you, now you've mentioned the VIN. Is there unique numbers in the VIN that correspond to trim features?
Yes, the 4th through 8th digit in the trim correspond to trim levels on particular vehicles.
So is that how you're able to come up with a potential VIN number for our suspect vehicle?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, I imagine there's more than one 2008 or 2009 black Chevy Impala, so are you getting more than one VIN?
Yes, I researched the VINs and broke down the LTZ trim within the VIN number and was able to verify that the trim for LTZ is the letters W and U in the VIN number.
Okay. So that is how you're coming up with a possible selection of vehicles that may have been involved in this particular case and may be the black Chevy Impala in the Home to Suites video. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Sustain as to leading.
Okay. After you come up with the VIN, are you asked, is there a
Hold on. If it's objected to and sustained, you rephrase. She's just going on because she got the answer.
further way that you can narrow down your search to possible Dodge Chargers relevant to this investigation?
You mean Impalas?
Yeah, what did I say? Charger?
Impalas.
I meant Impala. That's correct.
And can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yes. What did you do after you were able to get VIN numbers in the state of Florida to that particular LTZ trim of 2008 and 2009 black Chevy Impalas? How could you further narrow it down to be relevant to this particular investigation?
So I researched a website we have access to in law enforcement. It's a DMV website. I inputted 2008, 2009 Chevrolet Impala with LTZ trim black, and then selected Duval County, which is overseas Jacksonville.
And why are you selecting Duval County?
I was told originally that the suspect may be from Jacksonville because the victim was from Jacksonville.
I understand it's the easier path, but this is against the co-defendants. Okay, could this be the same car? But there's a lot of 2008, 2009 Impalas out there. Why not do a blind test separately?
When you access that database, how many vehicles, black Chevy Impalas, did it become narrowed down to at that point?
3.
After you had 3 black Chevy Impalas, LTZ trim, between 2008, 2009, is there further analysis that the Tampa Police Department can do to assist in further narrowing it down?
There is. We utilize license plate readers. I provided my 3 vehicles to an analyst with homicide, who was Brittany Jackson. I told her these are the vehicles that I was able to populate and come up with, and then I was later told that there was a confirmation of a vehicle.
One of those 3 that actually were picked up on a license plate reader in Tampa during the weekend of the homicide, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And was that for the black Chevy Impala LTZ trim for Florida tag number 68DLWD?
Yes.
Now, does your member as the ATF task force, do you also sometimes assist in being able?
Hi, Dave. How is any of this relevant to the defendant? Was she driving the car? No. No testimony, no photos, no nothing. Puts her in the car on the crime scene. There's no photo, testimony, or anything that puts her as a driver of the car that weekend at all.
To collect shell casings to determine whether or not DNA can possibly be collected and identified on shell casings from a crime scene.
Yes,
Was that done in this particular case?
it was.
Were you notified that there were 31 shell casings that had been collected, 31 9mm shell casings that had been collected at this particular crime scene?
I was.
Did ATF, and your role in ATF, did they eventually collect 30 of those 31 shell casings?
They did.
And was it for what specific purpose?
The 30 were going to go to an ATF national lab for analysis. 1 was left over for other investigation purposes.
And if they are going to be tested for DNA and DNA analysis, is there a special packaging that those shell casings have to be packaged in?
There is.
Can you describe that for us?
Yeah, it's a black plastic cylinder tube. It has points inside of it that hold a casing. What that is for is so it doesn't rattle around. It can't touch any other items within a bag or anything. Basically preserves the DNA within that collection tube.
Okay. Protect the integrity of the evidence that may be contained on that shell casing, is that correct?
That is correct.
And one of the shell casings was to remain in Tampa Police Department, is that correct, for them to do their own testings and comparisons?
It was.
And at some point, did you assist with the transporting of the shell casings back to Tampa Police Department custody after the testing had been completed?
I did.
Can you tell the jury how those shell casings are transported from the scene, and where is the testing done for ATF?
So the typical process is we collect, crime scene collects the tubes, crime scene does their thing with the tubes, they put them in bags, package them. Then as agents and task force officers will remove those casings within their packaging, we will transport them through commercial airline to Maryland, and then directly hand them to an analyst or a biology supervisor at the national lab with ATF.
And what the lab is testing for, what is the lab testing for when they're doing this process?
Their initial process is just to see if there's presence of DNA on a casing to begin, if they have enough to move forward with further analysis.
And was that done in this particular case?
Yes, it was.
For all of the 30 shell casings that was sent to ATF in Maryland?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And was there any DNA that was
Pay attention. A lot of other, especially the Delphi case, you can actually send the stuff away for testing, not use the welcome to Jan's tire shop and CSI center. You can actually send to a proper lab.
found to be suitable for DNA testing or comparison to any suspect?
I'm not sure on that one.
Did you, were you the one that got back the report from the ATF lab in Maryland?
I was not, no.
Okay. Would that have been another ATF agent in your unit?
It would have been either the agent that submitted the casings or designee with Tampa PD that he would have told the supervisor to forward the report to.
And would the case detective, Detective Juan Ramos, would he also have been made aware of the results of the ATF testing?
Yes, that is, that should happen, yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we would pass the witness.
Okay. Luckily, this was not tool mark analysis.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good morning,
Or
sir.
good morning, Detective. You're an ATF task force agent, is that correct?
Yes, I
That
am.
means you're employed by the county, city, but you work hand in hand with the federal government?
Yes.
All right. And you said you've been doing that for how long?
I've been with ATF for approximately 6 years.
All right. And you met with the ATF agents, the other ATF agents that were working this case on the scene. You met with them, correct?
I did, yes.
And you discussed the case?
We discussed not kind of what we were seeing on scene that morning. We really didn't know what the reason for the shooting was, but we were just discussing what we saw on scene, how many cases there were, and kind of just going over investigative tools or tactics we could use to try to help homicide.
All right. Did ATF collect the casings, the 31 casings, or did Tampa Police Department crime scene techs collect those casings?
Tampa PD crime scene collects casings.
All right. And they're put into a special, like a container?
Yeah, it's a black plastic tube. It's not a full cylinder tube. It has openings on it, so DNA can breathe. And then inside it has these little, I don't know what you call them, but they're almost like a bracket, so the casing is held in its place the entire time it's in that tube.
All right. And though it's kept in that tube for what purpose?
So it can't be rattled around or moved, and DNA can't be compromised.
All right. So that tube is to protect the integrity of that evidence.
Correct, yes.
All right. So when you all are putting the casings into the tube, I assume the person that's handling the casings has on gloves?
That'd be crime scene, but yeah, that would be my assumption.
All right.
This is the defense is going very hard on this wearing gloves. Leads me to believe that at one point they will come to a detective or a witness of their own who can show pictures and stuff. Hey, you touched all the evidence without gloves.
And you don't have any reason to believe that anyone was not wearing gloves when they were handling the casings. Is that correct?
Oh, I don't have any part in that collection, so I wouldn't be able to accurately answer that question.
All right. The ATF, federal government, you all refer cases to them at times, right?
Tampa PD can refer cases to ATF. We adopt cases that are state cases, and we adopt them federally, yes.
All right. And that was a conversation that was had in this case?
No, this case was not adopted federally, to my
What?
recollection.
Yes, it was not adopted. The federal government did not pick up this case, correct?
That's my belief, yes.
All right. And the DNA that was submitted, or the casings that were submitted to ATF, they were tested for DNA?
Presence of DNA, yes.
Or analyzed to see whether there's DNA on the casings?
Correct.
What about for fingerprints?
I don't know that answer.
Okay. All right, and obviously you said you did not get the report back from Maryland.
That is correct.
And when you say from Maryland, that means from the ATF.
The national lab, correct.
So that's why you don't know why or whether there was any DNA that was of value on the casings.
That is correct.
All right. All right, no further questions.
Okay,
No, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. May this witness be excused?
Yes.
So the important stuff for the defense with this witness, hey, you did a good job. You wore gloves. But they have pointed out this several times now with, did you wear gloves? So it will be interesting to see when the reveal comes, because it should be a reveal, because they've been teasing us and the jury through several witnesses about wearing gloves.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Sure.
And they approached. Sidebar counter 11. All right. This we can skip through. Daniel Wilson. Okay. Will he testify about the connection, the evidence that shows that Alicia Andrews was at the crime scene?
I swear.
Good morning, sir. Would you state your name for the jury?
I am Detective Daniel J. Wilson,
And where are you employed?
the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Just over 15 years.
What is your current job title?
I am a crime scene detective.
Were you a crime scene detective in June of 2024?
Yes.
And what are some of your day-to-day duties as a crime scene detective with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
We are the forensic hands and arms. We are the markers, the photographers, the packagers, and we submit the property in the property room. We measure, we do diagrams.
Okay.
Pretty much all the logistics.
Your title of crime scene detective is a little bit different than what we have here in Hillsborough County. Can you explain to me why you hold the title of detective? You're
Literally
sworn
because
law
they changed our name about 2 years ago, from evidence technician to that. And I think because we're sworn, which is sometimes, most counties in Florida is either a blend or just civilian evidence technician. So I think that's what they wanted to divide up. So,
By sworn, does that mean that you would have attended the police academy?
correct.
Did you serve any time on patrol?
I did. I did 5.5 years on the street as patrol, took interest in this job, and came over and got trained here.
Was there some particularized training that you did before you could be called crime scene detective?
Yes, we do what's called a field training officer program. It's basically on-the-job training with an experienced training detective, and they teach you the basics. Then you, as you can get them, you get the schools, basic forensics, photography, blood work, trajectory work, all that. You get those schools as you can from then on.
I'd like to ask you specifically about a call that you would have responded to on October 7th of 2023. Were you still working in your same capacity?
Yes,
And did you have the opportunity to respond to the area of Prospect Street and West 16th Street in
I did.
Jacksonville?
I did.
Can you tell the jury what county that is?
That's in Duval County.
And what was the nature of the call for service in that area on October 7th of 2023?
It was an aggravated battery person shot scenario.
Based on your training and experience, when you respond to a scene to process it and there's a shooting, what types of evidence are you looking for?
Anything related to firearms, that would be fragments, projectiles, casings, firearms themselves, and damage from those items.
From this specific scene itself or the immediate street surrounding that scene, were you able to collect items of ballistics value?
Yes, ma'am.
And from what locations?
Correct me if I'm wrong, 37.
Dave says, Nick, do you have a picture of the defendant on the night of the shooting? Not immediately, but I do have roughly how she looked at the time of the shooting, and this is it. This is how she looked at the time. All right.
Two.
Okay.
Yeah, 3072.
What was the area like? Was it a residential neighborhood?
It's a housing neighborhood, prospects running north and south, West 16th running east-west at that intersection.
Did this particular scene, or at least the locations from which you needed to collect evidence, span from 16th through 18th?
Pretty close to it, yes.
And at each of these separate locations, were there different items of evidence that you collected?
Yes.
At a residence in particular, were you able to retrieve potential projectiles from a railing?
Yes.
What
And
does-
did you
yeah.
recover shell casings from the scene, specifically at your original call location, Prospect Street?
Okay, this is good for evidence handling and everything, but this doesn't. He comes, he shows up, he marks, he collects, he does everything. It doesn't say anything of how it was handled before.
And West 16th Street.
Yes.
In your prior training experience, is it fair to say you recognize at least the caliber or make model of casings?
Correct.
That are left behind at the scene?
Yep.
And do you recall the number of casings that you located at that intersection?
I marked and collected 16 casings.
Do you recall the specific caliber of the casings that you marked and collected?
There was a blend primarily of 5.56 and 223.
I am showing you now what has been pre-marked for identification as states Exhibit 50A through P. Would you take a look at that packaging there and let me know if you recognize it?
Yes, that's the packaging I submitted the casings in.
And how is it that you recognize it? Do you have markings on it in some way?
That's my writings, 16.223 caliber casings, evidence 1 through 16, which are the
Okay, contrary to yellow flag guy in the YSL trial, this guy actually knows his purpose.
placards I used. On the
So I'm
back,
not
that's
going
my,
to play
terrible writing and
Yellow
seal.
flag guy song.
Your Honor, at this time, state seeks to admit states 50A through P into evidence.
Any objection?
Now, you indicated that this exhibit, 50A through P, was a blend. Did you document in your report the blend that you actually collected of those casings? So what specific nature of the casing?
Okay, same ruling, then it'll be admitted. You can answer the question.
You indicated that they were a blend of casings located at the scene that were collected. Were they all from the same area?
They were.
And you said there were more 5.56 NATO. Is that the 13 fired casings that were of one type?
Yes,
And there were 3 223 Remington caliber cases located at that scene as well?
correct.
But all in the same area,
They are.
meaning the casings were combined or grouped there?
Yes, yes.
The projectile that was recovered from a residence some ways down, I believe 2 streets down, at least 18th, that was not in the same location as the casings that you collected?
No,
Did you also have an opportunity to respond to the hospital in that case where the victim was being treated?
I did.
Was the victim in that case identified as Charles Jones?
He was.
Are you familiar with Charles Jones in the Jacksonville area?
Outside of this case, no.
And when you responded to the hospital, were there any items of potential evidentiary value that you could recover from Mr. Jones's person? Meaning, were there ballistics that were retrieved from his person?
From his person, the only thing I did was take pictures of him with his wrapped foot. I did not collect anything from him.
So nothing was provided to you at that time from medical staff that had been retrieved or removed from his foot?
Nothing.
And at that same time, did you have an opportunity to view or process the vehicle in which he was traveling when that shooting occurred?
I did.
And was that vehicle struck by gunfire?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I have 1 moment?
Yes,
We'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
okay, cross-examination?
Good witness. Short, distinct, this is what I do. And folks, please, a little bit of a reminder, hit that thumbs up. Check if you're still subscribed. And if you have social media and you think this is my channel is worth it, please share on the social media, the link to this stream on the social media of your choice. Thank you.
So you're testifying about a shooting that occurred in October of 2023, correct?
Yes.
You investigated that shooting?
Oh.
And the victim in that case was Charles Jones?
Yes, sir.
All right. That case is still open and pending? The
I believe it
investigation?
is.
All right, no one's been arrested for it yet?
Oh, this
I
is
do
a
not know.
2023
No further questions.
shooting.
Okay, redirect?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. May this witness speak.
Okay, so this is a separate. This was a separate shooting, 2023. Okay,
Used? Yes. Okay, very good.
so
Thank you.
somebody
Very good.
tried
All
to
right.
kill this
let's go
man
ahead and just
before.
take a brief morning recess, about 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
And we'll be back.
All right. And through the magic of recap, We just skip
Okay,
it.
very good. Welcome back. We're ready to proceed. Everyone have a seat. Call your next witness.
State Police Detective Steve Johnson.
All right. Another detective. So I guess they are going to talk to you now a bit of a 2023 case.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you may proceed.
Good morning, sir. Would you please state your name?
Morning, it's Stephen Johnson,
Where are you currently employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 8 years now.
In your position, did you also attend the academy and become a sworn officer with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office before your role in crime scene?
Yes, I did patrol for 5 years, and then I've been with the crime scene unit for 3 years now.
Did you receive specialized training in your transition to crime scene from patrol?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that time, did you have an opportunity to respond to a scene in the area of 2718 New Berlin Road for a vehicle search?
Yes, ma'am.
What date was that?
That was 6/26 of 2024.
And if at any time you need to refer to your report for a refresher, just let me know and I'll go ahead and let you have an opportunity to do that, okay? When you responded to that area, what was the nature of the call you were responding to?
It was in response to a vehicle that had been pulled over, and they wanted to process the vehicle for potential evidence.
And how did you go about doing that?
So when I showed up, I think the officers had already done a preliminary search of the vehicle, and they located a firearm, so then they backed up and called us. So by the time I showed up, all the doors were open, so I took overall pictures of the vehicle and its general location, and then proceeded to process.
Well, they got her name because she was with the other 4 defendants earlier in the night, and she, one of the co-defendants is her boyfriend. So that is how they got her name in the first place. And according to her, what we heard at least is that she was invited for a Tampa weekend with her boyfriend. And all of a sudden, other people showed up and tagged along. And then they went out to eat. And then they went to different clubs. And then you can't see her anymore. And then about an hour and a half later, this shooting occurred. And the prosecution is alleging that since she was with them during the day and during the evening, she has to be in conspiring with them. And her phone was allegedly in the car at the time of the shooting.
Like collect evidence from the car.
I'm going to show you what has been marked States Exhibit 48A through QQ and 49A through I. Do you recognize the items depicted in 48A through QQ?
Yes.
Do they fairly and accurately represent the photographs that you took of that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And in States 49A through I, can you take a look at that? And you identify that as an item of evidence that you collected from that vehicle after photographing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to admit States 49A through I and 48A through QQ.
Any objection? Be admitted?
When you actually responded to that Forerunner vehicle, were there already officers standing by with it?
Yes, ma'am.
In your photos and showing you 48A, is this the standard card that crime scene techs with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office will prepare in order to establish a cover sheet for the photographs that are taken at a scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to photograph that vehicle as you saw it when you arrived, 48B?
Yes.
In making your way around the vehicle, did you document the exterior and then move in with the photographs that were taken of the vehicle, just showing an example of that in 48E?
Yes, ma'am.
As you actually entered to process the interior of the vehicle, were there any potential items of value that would have been collected, 48F, from the driver's seat of that vehicle?
I'd have to refer to my report if there was particular items from at different areas.
Sure, I can maybe be more specific. Were there cell phone, items of electronic evidence retrieved from this vehicle and impounded or seized?
Yes, I believe we collected a cell phone from the driver's side.
And did you also, in the search of the vehicle, collect some items of ammunition or ballistics-related items?
Yes, there were ammo and gun parts as well as the firearm.
In 48H, is that the firearm that you're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was that firearm located?
That's in the glove box. Or not the glove box, center console of the vehicle.
In between the passenger and driver's seat center console?
Yes, ma'am.
Once the item was photographed in place, did you remove that item and photograph it as in 48I?
Yeah, so before taking pictures, I actually collected a touch DNA swab of the firearm and then unloaded it and took pictures as I unloaded it.
When you're processing a firearm that has either live or spent ammunition in the area of that weapon, do you also photograph that ammunition as depicted in 48M?
Yes, ma'am.
And what caliber of firearm was this that was collected from the center console?
This was a 9x19, which is a 9mm.
Are you able, in photographing the firearm, to identify that information as well as in 48O?
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, do you make your way around the vehicle photographing the items as they are in 48P?
Yes.
Where was that juicy couture bag inside of the vehicle?
That is the rear driver's side seat.
Was there also another bag inside of that vehicle which was removed and photographed and states 48S?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you describe which bag we're looking at here in 48S? Specifically that was removed to photograph, 48T, maybe more specific.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I referred to in the report, but
When looking at 48S, is the item with the blue strap on the bottom the same as 48T?
yes.
What was recovered from the interior of that bag?
Can I refer to my report for that one?
Yes.
Because I know there was a few bags in there. See, I refer to it as the blue and black backpack. And there was, you want me to go down the list of the things that were in there?
Well, just generally, what were the items? What were the nature of the items inside?
So, firearm parts, there were ammunition, looks like live rounds, and casings. Oh, no, that's in a different one. No, those are just live rounds.
In 48U, are those the items after being removed from the bag?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what we're looking at here in the center? Let me see if this will help. Not sure if that makes it better or
The
worse for
center
you.
in the bag?
Yes.
Those are live rounds.
Okay. Is it a little bit easier to see it that way or before?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. In 48V, do you photograph a little bit closer the items that were located inside of the bag?
Yes, ma'am.
From your processing of the interior of this blue bag, did you remove each of these in 48W live rounds from inside of the bag?
Yes.
Did you open the boxes of ammunition that were also contained within that bag, 48Y?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you able to document the items that were inside of those boxes of ammunition?
Yes, we have to get a count before we submit them into evidence.
Can you show us where it is? What are the items that were removed from those white boxes? You're welcome to stand up if you need to. So the white boxes that are open, are those strips of ammunition from inside of the white boxes? Okay. Sorry if that was not a clear question. Were you able to get a better picture in 48Z of the head stamp of that ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the head stamp on the ammunition that you photographed?
These ones are 300 blackout.
Once the larger rounds of ammunition were also removed from the bag, the loose rounds, did you have an opportunity to photograph those?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what's depicted in 48CC?
Yes.
There were several bags containing ballistics evidence in this case retrieved from this vehicle, were there not?
Yes, ma'am.
In 48D, is this white plastic bag here another bag that was located inside of that Forerunner?
Yes, I believe that's the Bucky's bag, and it was located in the Juicy Couture bag.
So inside of the Juicy Couture bag that we previously saw as in the back seat.
Yes.
And this is your processing of the interior of that bag now.
Yes, ma'am. Different bag.
You again remove all of the items from inside of that in 48EE.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what's depicted here?
Yes.
Inside of the Juicy Couture bag and then ultimately inside of that white plastic bag, were there additional cardboard boxes? 48FF, I'm referring to the top left of this photograph.
Yes, that's correct.
And is this as those boxes were when you pulled them out of the bag?
You mean with the items inside?
Yes.
Yes.
Were you able to photograph the black box closer in 48GG?
Yes.
And the material that's inside of that black box, what were those?
So I believe there were casings and then maybe some miscellaneous gun parts or tools.
But those would have been casings from fired rounds.
Correct.
48HH, did you have an opportunity to collect and process those fired rounds?
So we don't actually process them, but we did collect them.
And did you photograph the head stamp on the rounds that were retrieved from that?
Yes, ma'am.
48II. And can you tell me what brand or information you were able to obtain from that head stamp?
Actually, with those head stamps, there's not a lot of information on there.
48LL, were there also additional boxes of ammunition located?
Yes.
Also inside of that Juicy Couture bag?
Yes.
And what was the brand of that ammunition?
Those are Max Tech, and they look like 9mm.
Did you perform the same process where you document the head stamp on those items by opening the box of ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
In 4800, were all of the items of ammunition from this box present?
In this picture, it looks like there's 2 missing.
Is there a count on the box typically with ammunition just based on your training and experience?
On the box, yes, ma'am.
And would this tray be full if it were unused, essentially, brand new?
Usually, yes.
You indicated that you processed the interior of the vehicle by photographing and collecting those items of potential evidentiary value. Is that right?
Yes.
As it relates to the shell casings that were located inside of the black box from the Juicy bag, do you recall those casings that were collected?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to document the type of casings that were collected in states 48GG?
Maybe clarify that a little better. What do you mean?
Did you pull them out of that box?
Yes. and
Did
photograph
you
them.
impound them?
Yes, we collected them.
Is that what I showed to you in states 49A through I?
That's correct.
And what was the caliber of those shell casings that were retrieved from that black box?
They ended up being 5.56 and .223 casings.
Okay. What does all of this have to do? Is there a match to the crime
When
scene?
you concluded your processing
Or is
of
it
this
just-
vehicle or photographing and impounding,
Is this still the 2023 shooting? Whose car is it? Is it the victim's car? Then what the fuck does that have to do with this trial against Alicia Andrews?
the evidence from this vehicle, were you called the following day to another scene to assist law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been the 2798 Captiva Bluff Road North address?
Can I refer to my report? please?
Yes, if it would refresh your recollection.
Yes. So 2978 Captiva Bluff. That's correct.
Was that a residence that you were responding to?
Yes, ma'am. In reference to a serving a search warrant.
Both addresses, the area of the vehicle stop at 2718 and 2798 Captiva Bluff Road North, what county are both addresses located in?
Those are in Duval County.
Your Honor, one moment, please.
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, cross.
You don't remember much about what you did in this case without looking at your report, is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Pardon me?
Improper argument.
Sustain the objection. What's your next question?
So what is the legal basis for that objection?
She was improper. Asking him to comment. I've sustained the objection.
Do you have a recollection of how much you did in this case?
Sure.
All right. Do you remember the incident that you were just describing, the search of the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Did you have body-worn camera on that date?
We do not.
We do not. Who's we?
The crime scene unit themselves.
All right, but there is body-worn camera
Most
of
likely,
this, of this search?
If patrol officers were there during the initial stop, then they likely had body cam footage.
Okay.
So, other than you, there were patrol officers present at the scene.
Yes, sir. I believe there might have been a homicide detective that was there as well.
And this is in what city?
This is in Jacksonville.
All right, when you arrived on the scene, you said the doors were open at the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And your role is to collect the evidence?
Yes, sir.
You collected the evidence with gloves on?
Yes, sir.
And you put the evidence into evidence bags?
Yes, sir. Packaging.
You wear gloves when you handle evidence because you want to make sure you don't get your fingerprints on the evidence, is that correct?
That's correct.
Same thing with DNA?
Yes, sir.
All right. And who's responsible for sending?
He is returning to this all the time. He's teasing us, he's teasing the jury, and because they have had a lot of criticism in the opening statement regarding the lead detective. I assume this has to do with the lead detective's handling of the case.
The evidence, if it gets sent at all, who's responsible for sending the evidence out to any lab for any sort of analysis for DNA or fingerprints?
That would be the lead detective on the case.
Who's the lead detective in JSO?
I believe this one would be, his last name was Drebeck.
All right. So Detective Drebeck is the lead in Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for this case.
For this particular incident, yes, sir.
All right. Do you know if Detective Drebeck or anybody in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office sent any of the guns, the parts, the bullets, anything out to be tested for DNA or fingerprints?
No, sir, I'm not sure about that.
Hi, Gigi. Good to
No
have you
further
here.
questions.
Okay, redirect.
No redirect comments.
Okay, may this witness be excused? Okay, thank you. Free to go.
All right, so
Right,
this is
State, who's your next witness?
2023 in Jacksonville.
Some are Bs.
What does that have to do with the defendant? They have to get to that eventually.
Will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. Thank you.
Okay, who is this?
Ma'am, would you state your name for the jury?
Yes, it's crime scene detective Dees,
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office,
And
was
how
the
long have you been
name?
employed with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
for almost 6 years.
Did you attend the academy before transitioning to the crime scene unit?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you work patrol for any period of time before you moved?
Yes, ma'am.
How long was that?
The academy was about a year and patrol was about 2 years.
As a crime scene detective, do you commonly respond to scenes to process for evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you collect the evidence as directed by detectives, but also based on your own training and experience?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, did you have the opportunity to respond to a home or residence on Victoria Lakes Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been 13751 Victoria Lakes?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that address located within Duval County?
Yes, ma'am.
Upon arriving at that residence, what was your responsibility?
Just to photograph and document everything in the residence, as well as collect anything that the detectives wanted.
Was that residence being searched pursuant to a search warrant that had been obtained?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the execution of that warrant or the day that you showed up to process?
Okay. So they investigated the crime scene. Again, what does this have to do with Alicia Andrews?
On June 27th of 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
On your arrival, did you start with any particular area of the residence?
The exterior.
And upon photographing the exterior, did you notice any cameras that were affixed to the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity also to photograph those?
Yes, ma'am.
After photographing the exterior of the residence, did you move to the interior of the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
When you process a scene like this, are you given some kind of surface level information from the detective?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, were you given that type of a summary?
Yes.
Specifically, though, did you get a rundown of who lived there, whose room was whose, anything like that?
No.
Is that typical to receive when you respond to those types of scenes?
No.
I am showing you what has been previously admitted as states 53, 54, and 55, if you would take a look at these items. Additionally, what has been marked for identification as 51 and 52.
Just want pictures.
Did you previously review the contents of the photographs that you took at the residence as noted?
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay.
I did, yes.
And specifically in 51 and 52, do these photographs fairly and accurately reflect the photographs that were taken of the exterior and additional photographs taken of the interior of this residence?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, state seeks to admit states exhibits 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55.
Any objection?
Yes, yeah.
All are provided.
Why don't you show this? This happens all the time that they are going for evidence and they haven't really shown the defense. Okay, which one are these?
52. The others are in evidence.
Okay. 51 and 52 are admitted.
Now, you mentioned that you start with the exterior of the residence typically, and that is something that you again did in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we should place bets
And showing
on
you 51
how many minutes
C.
will go by on
If
each
you're able
name
to look over
before the
your shoulder
defendant's
there,
name is
Is this the
mentioned.
residence for which the search warrant was executed?
Yes, ma'am.
And were the vehicles that are parked in the driveway of this photograph there when you arrived to start processing scene?
Yes, ma'am.
In 51D, did that include this Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, ma'am.
You also advised that there were some cameras affixed to the exterior of the house. Can you tell me where in 51E, and if you need to stand, feel free, the camera would have been that you were documenting here?
Yes, ma'am. The, above the garage.
This 51F vantage point of that same camera above the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
When you entered the residence, was there also a camera affixed to the opposite side of the home? 51I?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what's depicted in the top right corner here?
Yes, ma'am.
In photographing the entryway of the residence, was there an additional camera at 51L for this residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, did you learn the at least name of the occupants of this residence?
Not that I recall.
And in your search, were other law enforcement officers from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office present?
Yes, ma'am.
As you moved to the interior of the residence, did you have an opportunity to photograph the kitchen?
Yes, ma'am.
And just based on your training and experience in 55A, was there anything that was present in the sink of the kitchen that you
We have
documented?
already seen this.
What was it that you felt the need to document?
As you can see, there's,
We have already seen all of
Was the
this.
sink filled with any liquid of any kind?
yes, ma'am.
35B, is this as the sink was when you arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you at some point start the process of removing those items from the sink to document them in 53E?
Yes, ma'am.
And the item that's located in 53F, where was that in the kitchen as it related to the sink with all of the other items?
All of this has already been testified to and shown to the jury.
The
All of
item in
it.
the center, I'm sorry. The cover.
Seriously.
Where was it in relation if we look at 53E?
This is getting repetitive
Is this
here.
53?
Yes.
Okay. By the sink?
Okay, so on the little metal rack there, do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a close-up of the same thing.
Yes.
As you removed the items from the sink, were you able to spread them out in some way so that you were able to photograph them a little bit better?
Yes, ma'am.
Despite their condition, was there some kind of identifying information remaining? 53I.
Yes, ma'am.
53J. Is that also an item from the sink?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, do you pull some either craft paper or cardboard to lay out all of the pieces?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what's reflected in 53K?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, do you continue the process of photographing each of those to obtain any kind of identifying info?
Yes, ma'am.
53L from the same sink?
Yes, ma'am.
53N? Same?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any other rooms in the house or any other sinks that have been filled with items like this?
No, ma'am.
So the items that are depicted here in all of your photos from this scene that are reflective of wet pieces of paper, manuals, 53O, are all from this kitchen sink?
Yes, ma'am.
And the cover from 53B that we previously saw in the photograph next to the sink, did you also place that on the cardboard?
Yes, ma'am.
And moving on from the kitchen itself, did you also complete a search of the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to search the hallway of the residence leading to the bedrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me about the layout. Was there some kind of closet, something other than a room in that hallway?
Yes, there was a closet in the hallway.
Did you have an opportunity to open that closet and document the items therein?
Yes, ma'am.
This could have been a 3-day trial if they just consolidated, let one cop testify or lead investigator or lead crime scene investigator testify about, look at all the evidence in this house, look at all the
Items that
calls.
were contained within that closet, is that what we are seeing in 55A?
Yes, ma'am.
We've
What,
already
was it
seen
that you're
all of
documenting in this
this.
picture here?
All of it.
So,
This is ridiculous.
ammunition cases.
We've seen all of this before.
In the center of the photograph here at 55A?
They're kind of green and metal, they have the handles on them. Yes,
Were you
ma'am.
at least aware that the nature of this case involved the potential of firearms or the use of a firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pull these cases out to document them more clearly as you continue processing the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there also items of evidence that were ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what we're seeing in 55C?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that come from the same area?
Yes, ma'am.
As you moved those items out of the closet, did you also locate additional boxes of ammunition in 55E?
Yes, ma'am.
And as you processed the actual green tin boxes, did you
Yeah, I know,
open them
there-
to document the contents?
There's no
55F?
cumulative
Yes,
objections. Maybe they
Did
will.
you locate in your search of this closet?
I hope the defense will use this in closing arguments. They had 5 cops and crime scene investigators testifying about the same photos. Exchanging quality for quantity for the illusion of a strong case. That is something I would argue.
Remington ammunition,
Yes, ma'am.
55G. Is that what you documented here?
Yes, ma'am.
Contained within the green metal boxes, were there live rounds of ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
As the green cases for ammunition went on, 55O, did you continue locating or documenting the ammunition that was found inside of them?
Yes, ma'am.
In the back section of that closet, did you locate an additional box, 55U?
Yes, ma'am.
And also contained in this closet, were there other household items, clothing items or shoes, things of that nature?
Yes, ma'am.
Were the green metal cases ultimately impounded into evidence at 55BB?
Yes.
And as to each, did you open and photograph and document the contents therein?
Yes, ma'am.
Each of these green metal boxes, did they contain additional ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
In the smallest of the green boxes, were you able to document the contents inside of that, 55JJ?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you
We've
find inside the
seen
smallest of the green
this.
boxes?
More live rounds of rifle ammunition.
Of rifle ammunition?
Oh,
And is that
I'm
what's depicted
skipping
in
to
55,
cross-examination.
the second rifle that was retrieved?
Yes.
And is this,
this we haven't
how the
seen.
rifle was collected?
No.
Okay, what change, if any, was made when you collected it?
There was a tape on the handle that I cut off and I preserved.
Can you take a look at States 57 and tell me where on the handle and describe for us what you're talking about?
Yes. This handle right here, and there was tape wrapped around it, a piece of tape that I cut off.
so now they are finally showing the
Okay,
weapons.
if you
Also,
understand that, I think we got caught up there.
this is, ooh, gun looks dangerous. Okay. What does this have to do with Alicia Andrews actually conspiring and being at the scene?
Sorry. Yes, just on that handle, there was a adhesive tape wrapped around it that I cut off and I preserved it for DNA.
So on the handle of the firearm itself.
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to this brass catcher that's attached to the right side of the firearm, was that affixed to the rifle when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sight on the top of the rifle also affixed to it when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time I will pass the witness. Okay, for us?
Okay. Yeah, whose DNA was it? But I guess they will call somebody else to testify about
Good morning.
if they found any
So
DNA.
you assisted with the search warrant at the residence, is that correct?
Yes.
That's Sean Gathride's residence?
I don't know.
You don't know who lives there?
No
You know
idea.
how many people live there?
No idea.
You know how many bedrooms are in the house?
No, I'd have to refer to my report.
You could.
No, I don't know how many. I'd have to look at my pictures, actually.
Okay. There was a picture of a safe. There were some rifles in the safe. Do you remember that picture?
Yes.
And those rifles, that safe, that was found in the master bedroom of the home?
Yes.
All right. It's not Sean Gathwright's room, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. For sure, that home that you searched, that's not Alicia Andrews' home, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know if it is?
I don't know.
Did you search Alicia Andrews' home?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, how about that?
So you wouldn't know if Alicia Andrews' DNA or prints are on any of the weapons that you found?
No.
You wouldn't know if Alicia Andrews' DNA or prints are on any of the casings or the gun parts that you found?
No.
You wouldn't know if her DNA or prints are on any of the cardboard boxes that you found?
No.
It's good that he reminds the jury
You don't
all
have
the
any
time that
evidence
this.
anything that you just discussed on direct examination is connected to Alicia Andrews.
I don't know who that is. No. I have no idea.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Ma'am, when you respond to a scene, do you know the identity of any of the suspects typically?
No.
Do you know the underlying circumstances or facts of the case?
No.
Is your job strictly related to the processing of the scene you respond to?
Yes.
The facts that are provided to you, are they relevant to the investigation, the whodunit of it all, or is it just for the purpose of processing?
Just for processing evidence.
The items of evidence that you did receive, did you relay that you did process or impound into evidence, did you relay all of that information to the detective on the case?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, you can stay, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Good to go. All right, who's your next witness?
Detective Richard Nieder.
Richard something. Meter. I'll go with the. I'll go with the translation.
Judge, can we go back one, please, before? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold up 1 second. Have him sit back up.
Sidebar counter 12. Meh, 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 meh. Okay.
You momentarily, just tell the detective to sit tight.
Okay. Let's hear what this is all about. I hope they are going to argue some cumulative here.
Okay, so what are you objecting to?
Yes, Your Honor, so PowerPoint. Copy.
I did.
Okay. So the first objection would just be to the actual statutes being listed. Things that appropriate for the witness to advise the jury of the law that would be Your Honor's purview.
What's your response to that?
The detective is listed as an expert, Your Honor.
No, but expert on the law?
As an expert in gang evidence, and what is presented is a criminal gang statute.
Okay, but why is that admissible? Just the statute itself?
If there's no objection from the defense as it relates to his qualifications as an expert, then I can skip right past those slides. But if they are objecting as it relates to his qualifications, we'll be discussing the statute itself.
So there is an objection, Your Honor, but he's not going to testify that he has some sort of expertise in the law. He's just going to say that he uses it to qualify him. But even if Your Honor decides to qualify him as an expert, that does not make the actual statutes admissible as evidence in the trial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to agree, so,
Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. This is the prosecution trying to sneak things in. Now, this guy is going to talk about gangs. And I watched a tiny bit of it earlier today. And we are going to hear songs. Or, to be frank, I have to mute it. Because I will get copyright claimed if I don't.
at this point, I'll sustain the objection just as to the language of the statutes themselves, and that would be Criminal Gang Florida Statute 874.031, 874.032, and 874.033.
The judge, just to be clear here, the only person in this courtroom who explains the law to the jury is the judge. Having the statutes in the presentation, no, just no. Yeah, and the state did actually say if the defense doesn't object, we can do it. Well, they did object. So.
Next, Your Honor, we have a general objection to the videos coming in as hearsay.
videos coming in as hearsay.
Certified business records provided for those, Your Honor, and the witnesses testifying, not as it relates to the truth of the matter asserted of the content of those videos, but only as it relates to the intent and knowledge of the defendant based on the history of the criminal gang.
Is she in the videos?
Yeah, I'd like to respond to that.
Sure.
I don't find that to be, not personally, but as being a response just based on the fact that they have specific lyrics highlighted. None of those, I believe, related to any of the text messages that Your Honor has admitted thus far, where the state claims that they go to the defendant's knowledge. So it might go to maybe some of the co-defendants, their knowledge of what is happening, but not specifically to Ms. Andrews' knowledge.
I hate this with lyrics coming, showing up. Now,
So I believe
this
there's
is
maybe 3 or 4
rap
different
or whatever
videos
it's
that
called.
say-
So yeah, they are actually writing about actual events, to my knowledge. So yeah, I can see its function if they are actually describing the crime committed. And we have this motherfucker, over at Twitch, who I've been reporting and blocking, and he keeps showing up. It's one of these bots who says, "Oh, go over here and watch this," or shit like that. Folks, the creator of these spam bots and people who buy these spam bots should be neutered. Should be placed on the street corner with this big sign, "I make bots. I spam people. I'm a terrible person. I had my balls cut off because I deserve it." I hate them. It's not even a passion. I hate them. Everything about these fuckers. None of them, 0 people, who, from the creators of the bots, to the programmers of the bots, to the owners of the bots, to the buyers of the bots, people like that have no worth. 0 worth. At the contrary, these inhuman, shit-faced fucking assholes, they ruin things for everyone. That's all they do. Their single purpose in life is to ruin it for everybody else. Sorry, let's just keep going.
Is intending to admit, and I didn't count, but there are multiple murders or shootings that are addressed according to the statement here that are not going to be discussed in this case. Specific names, specific people that are unrelated to the charges in this particular case. So we object. And again, more collateral issues that serve to not help the jury understand issues in this case, but to confuse them and pile on more unrelated family information.
All right, what's your response?
Your Honor, the same response that we provided in our earlier motion as it relates to the gang evidence. These videos, at least the first 2 videos, are posted back to back, one for each side of the gang, to explicitly explain the history of the gang, as well as being provided to describe the events that have occurred. The defendant's messages absolutely encapsulate several of the lines that are related in these songs, specifically talking about some of the people who have died. The names that are listed in these songs are also in her messages.
Everyone in Jacksonville knew about these events. Here's my take on this. In order for this to be admissible as evidence, the prosecutor has to show the knowledge is specific to the defendant. It can't be general information that everybody knows. But here it's admissible. apparently.
So as it relates to that representation, not directly linked to the messages from Ms. Andrews, they in fact are. As it relates to these videos, there are 2 videos each, back to back, one posted a month apart, and the other is posted close in time together. And again, it's for the detective to testify about the background.
How do you know she was talking about the songs and not the news reports or word on the street? How?
The gangs and the issues as it relates to the back and forth.
And she doesn't have a gang charge.
This is becoming a feature of the trial. We are now spending a significant amount of time talking about, well, first, I dispute the fact that in the messages that have been admitted thus far, the court is allowing in, I believe there's discussion maybe of one person from Ms. Andrews. There's a name of one person that was murdered. There's not some sort of drawn-out discussion where she is dropping names of, all of these people. So I dispute that. But beyond that, this is becoming a feature of the trial. We are now spending a significant amount of the jury's time, and everyone else's time, the court's time, discussing the drawn-out details of what has happened back and forth between these gangs.
Well, no evidence has come in yet regarding the back and forth between the gangs. This is the first evidence that the jury's going to hear.
I disagree, Your Honor. The first, I believe, 3 or 4 witnesses testified about back and forth, who was who has done what, et cetera, et cetera. There has been.
Anyway, go ahead, make your record.
Well, yes, ultimately, beyond that, the fact that it's now become a feature of the trial, we also object to just prejudicial nature. This is substantially prejudicial, much more than it is probative to the actual elements of this crime and my client's, the allegations against my client. It is cumulative, again, at this point. We're going to hear more discussion about the gang war as opposed to the actual murder that is charged in this crime. So we object on all those bases. Hearsay, it's cumulative, it's more prejudicial than it is probative, it's not relevant, it is a collateral matter, not relevant to any material issue or element in this crime, the crime we are here to have a trial on.
Overrule the objection. All right, that's as to the videos. Anything else?
Yes, we would object to the lyrics, Your Honor. I'm not sure who wrote these lyrics, but it just appears that they're typed based on someone's interpretation of what is being said. That is invading the province of the jury. The jury gets to decide what these lyrics say. And even if the court were to decide to let them in, we would also object to the highlighting.
Okay, what's your response?
Your Honor, these, the defense can address any issues as it relates to the lyrics or the accuracy of the lyrics on redirect. I have case law for needing
on cross.
Translation. On cross, excuse me. As it relates to the translation, if there's an issue as it relates to the content of the messages themselves, but we discussed this previously in referencing.
So what we are essentially, I already know that, of course, it will be overruled, but for instance, look at this. I'm probably the whitest guy who have ever lived. My family goes back in Scandinavia. We have traced it back about 800 years. You can't get much wider than this. Do I do trials regarding rappers, especially black rappers? Yeah, I cover the trials. Would I ever try to interpret black culture looking like this? No. And this witness, let's see, looking like that, what does he actually know?
All right, overrule the objection.
Okay, Your Honor, just for the record, our objection relates to hearsay is just to the idea that, this is testimony that can be given without these actual charts, but specifically the labeling of these individuals as gang members, our objection is hearsay based on that.
Okay, same rule, overruled.
And then finally, Your Honor, there is a slide, or there's one slide relating to an August 16th and 17th, 2023 shooting. We would object vehemently to any additional shooting outside of the one from October 2023 being discussed in this case.
Your Honor, we have relied on the court's pretrial ruling as it relates to the gang evidence that's admissible in this case. And that ruling was that the evidence is limited to 2023. We've actually significantly cut down the incidents in early 2023 and included only those which occurred at or around the time. So we've included the prior attempted murder of the victim in this case, for which there are casings that match, and the murder which occurs the day before that attempted murder, as well as the murder that occurs in August, which would have been 2 months before, another rivalry issue where, again, someone is killed on the 16th and someone is killed on the 17th.
And how is this connected to the defendant?
We have narrowed it to the fall of 2023, just for purposes of being as concise as possible, but we have relied heavily on the earlier ruling that we've already had on this issue, which is that the events from 2023 would be relevant, because it's what really kicked off this gang war.
Well, I recall that the court's order was that it would be limited to October of 2023, very specifically October 2023. And I'd also dispute the idea that this is what kicked off the gang war. Their expert is about to testify very differently about what kicked off the gang war. But I believe the court's order was October 2023 specifically.
Okay, overrule the objection.
And we also object on the basis that it's not relevant.
Okay, very good. Same ruling. All right.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
may I take a quick comfort break before we?
Sure.
Okay, quick comfort break.
Call Detective Richard Meader.
Richard what? Meter or Wiener? Meter. Let's see how he spells it.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, would you state your name for the jury?
Yeah, good morning. It's Detective Richard Nieder,
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Oh,
How long have you been with JSO?
Richard
9 years.
Meter.
What is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Gang Investigations Unit.
What assignments did you have in advance of your gang assignment?
Prior to that, I was assigned to a community crime response team. It's a violent crime task force that patrols the city. Prior to that, I rode the east side patrol, which would be like the east side of downtown Jacksonville.
Did you have the opportunity when you were actually a patrol officer in advance of that to patrol different neighborhoods in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And what neighborhoods were those, if you recall?
The main neighborhoods would have been out east and Springfield.
When you say out east, what does that mean to a layperson not from Jacksonville?
So the out east area of Jacksonville is well known for its gang territory for the criminal gang 1200 out east.
And so did you become familiar with that area out east in 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that title, 1200 and out east, does it relate to or refer to an area where the people live?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also refer to a moniker for their gang association?
Yes.
If someone from out east was a member of 1200, is that a fair or accurate representation of their membership?
Yes.
In addition to patrolling some of these areas, now that you've become a gang detective, what do your day-to-day duties or activities look like in that role?
So our day-to-day duties is we monitor the gang and the members along with their associates. We also purge them if they no longer meet Florida state statutes. That is simply like undocumenting them, where the status of the gang member is no longer on them through NCIC and FCIC records. We also conduct custom notifications. It's where we take community outreach and influential people in the community out to troubled youth and at-risk adults' homes and offer them a way out.
When you were mentioning that you document or undocument members, tell me about that process. You said you document based on statute. What is that statute?
Yes, ma'am. It's 874.
And what do you do?
Overrule, go ahead.
What is it that you're following as a guide in order to document a gang member?
There's 11 of the criteria that's laid out in the statute. Some of them are like admits to criminal gang membership, physical evidence, tattoos, style of dress. They associate with one or more known criminal gang members. They're in the presence of, like with them in traffic stops and stuff like that. Their parents or guardian can say that they're a part of a gang. And there's probably a couple more.
As it relates to documenting a gang member, is there a different process for essentially seeing if a person meets the criteria to be a gang member versus being a gang associate?
Yes, ma'am. To become a gang member, you have to meet 2 or more of the 11 criteria outlined in 874. And to be an associate, you just have to meet one of the criteria.
And you indicated that that criteria includes admitting your membership or role in that gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it frequent that during the course of your investigations, gang members or their associates will admit to such, that they're involved in a gang or that they are members?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your duties also include undocumenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us a little bit more about that process. I don't know that the jury understands what FCIC and NCIC is. What is that?
Yes, so NCIC is a national database, and FCIC is a Florida database. Whenever you run somebody's driver's license or run a person in those databases, it will come up and show you that they are a documented gang member within the state of Florida, and it'll tell you the gang that they're documented under.
Why would there be an undocumenting of a gang member? How does that happen?
They no longer meet Florida state statutes.
And do you continue, is it an ongoing process with either documenting or undocumenting?
Yes, ma'am, we investigate them, and if they continue the status within the gang, we continue to document them.
Did you and the members of your gang unit attend any particularized training as it relates to gang investigations?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What particular training did you attend?
I've gone to 2 of the Florida gang investigation conferences where they taught beginner and intermediate levels of gang investigations. I've also attended violent crime and gang investigation conferences. I've also attended technology conferences that deals with cell phone towers and that type of stuff while tracking gangs.
When you attend these types of trainings, is that a more generic style of training or educating you on gangs in general?
Yeah, generally, they kind of, the Florida ones will tend to guide towards Florida state statutes and stuff like that. And then the ones that are not Florida-based, they teach you like what they're doing across the country as far as how they're investigating and what they're seeing.
These types of trainings, do they provide you specific intel or knowledge as it relates to Jacksonville gangs, or is that something that you learn just based on your experience day to day?
Based on my training and experience day to day.
Are you assigned to a particular gang or group in the Jacksonville area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what gang are you actually assigned to investigate?
ATK.
What does ATK stand for?
There's various different reasons, but the reason that has been told to me was Ace's top
Objection,
killers.
hearsay.
So ask him the proper predicate regarding based upon his experience and training.
Based upon the training and experience that you have day to day, have you learned what ATK stands for?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for hearsay.
Overall, go ahead.
If
Yeah.
I may add, Your Honor, this witness has not been qualified as an expert at this point, so you cannot testify to hearsay.
Do you wish to voir dire him on his qualifications?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd wait until she attempts to
No,
qualify.
do it now.
No problem. Good morning. It's good morning. Good morning, Officer Meter, Detective Meter.
How are you?
Good morning. You said you've been with JSO for about 9 years.
Yes, ma'am.
In your 9 years that you've been with JSO, you have not been working with gangs the entire time, correct?
That is correct.
So you've only been investigating gangs for about 3 years.
Correct.
All right. In the gang unit, there are about 12 detectives total.
Yes.
Is that accurate? And each detective has a specific assignment for a particular gang that's in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the gang that you're assigned to is ATK.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your training and experience as it relates to gangs, I want to talk about before you ever became an officer. You were never a member of a gang, right?
No, ma'am.
So you don't have any personal experience related to gangs.
I do not.
All right. You attended Edward Waters College, right, in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And your degree's in criminal justice.
Correct.
You didn't have any sort of specialization in gangs while you studied criminal
Not there.
justice? You did not?
Not there.
Okay. Did you have a specialization in gangs in any other degree or education?
Through the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, I have.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I mean, just mean like as far as education, any sort of master's degree or?
I do not, no.
Okay. And you didn't study or focus on gangs at all while you studied for your criminal justice degree? Not
That's
just
correct.
Jacksonville gangs specifically?
That's correct.
Okay. So your training, you have attended 2, I'll say, groups of training as it relates to gangs while you were a detective in Jacksonville, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be the HIDA trainings?
HIDA, yes,
HIDA
ma'am.
trainings?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is the Florida Gang Conference, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to go through those in kind with you.
Okay.
So starting with the HIDA trainings. That stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's I believe it's a federal agency.
Okay. And they put on these trainings for officers to attend.
Yes, ma'am.
And those classes are given by specific instructors. Are those instructors detectives or officers that investigate gangs?
Generally, they are gang detectives from other parts of the United States and sometimes Florida.
Okay. Those are not other detectives that are going to have expertise in Jacksonville gangs. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't know their expertise.
Okay. You never took any specific training with HIDA that highlighted Jacksonville gangs?
No, ma'am. It was just a street gangs class.
Okay. And you took between 2 and 3 of those classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't remember exactly when you took those trainings, do you?
Sometime within, I would say, probably took one within when I was on the community problem response team, and then the other 2 I probably taken while I was been a member of the gang unit.
Okay. The curriculum, you said that it doesn't focus on Jacksonville gangs, and you don't really touch anything related to Jacksonville gangs in those trainings. Is that accurate?
I would say no.
Okay. It's not accurate, or you don't?
It's not accurate.
Okay.
They do touch on Jacksonville gangs because the class is being hosted in Jacksonville, but the whole class is not about Jacksonville gangs.
Okay. And is it your testimony that there are detectives that are teaching you the specifics of Jacksonville gangs in those trainings?
Just trends that they've seen in Jacksonville. I wouldn't say they're teaching us strictly about a Jacksonville gang as much as like the crimes that street gangs and other people that we can see.
Okay. All right. The Florida Gang Conference. You've been to 2 of those, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are courses where at the end of them you get sort of a participation certificate?
Yes.
And you've received those, you completed the courses?
Yes, ma'am.
And those courses also have no emphasis on Jacksonville gangs?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and now, inside your specific experience at JSO as a detective, you didn't investigate gangs as a patrol officer, is that right?
That's correct.
And the community response team, they don't investigate gangs specifically, right?
No, ma'am.
You already mentioned you don't personally know anyone that's been in a gang. Drill rap, you would say, is an important piece of this as well, right?
It could be, yes.
You don't listen to drill rap outside of when you're working, when you have to,
I listen to it for my job, yes.
right? Only for your job.
Correct.
You're not a fan of it. It's not something that you have attempted to understand outside of when you're investigating these gangs.
I would say I understand it so I can do my daily duties as a gang detective.
Correct. And let me be more specific. Your only attempts at understanding it are in your role as a detective.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And it's your understanding that there's no hierarchy in these gangs. That's your understanding.
And what, I'm sorry?
In Jacksonville gangs.
It depends on what kind of Jacksonville gang you're
Sure,
speaking
you
of.
asking him about his opinion? Because this is limited to voir dire regarding
Correct.
qualifications. So are you now going to elicit his opinion?
No, I'm not. I'm
It
listening.
sounds like you are.
If I can respond now.
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer the question.
Okay. In your experience, you have not understood that there's any sort of hierarchy in these Jacksonville gangs.
It would depend on what Jacksonville gang you're speaking of.
Okay. Is it your testimony that in your experience you've learned that there are some gangs that have hierarchies in Jacksonville?
There is, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Aren't you
wouldn't be
specialized
able
on
to-
one
You have not
specific
learned in
gang?
your experience or your training about any sort of initiation that these gangs in Jacksonville may have.
Once again, it would depend on the gangs you're speaking about.
I'm speaking specifically about the gangs related to this case. So I'll list them: ATK, 1200, 6 Block, those gangs.
I'm not sure about any initiation into those gangs, no, ma'am.
That's not something that you've learned in your experience.
No, ma'am.
Wait a minute. Aren't you assigned specifically to ATK? And you have no idea about if they have initiations or not? What?
That's not something that you could testify to the jury about.
Correct.
You've never written any sort of publication on gangs in general or specifically Jacksonville gangs?
I have not.
You're not even quite really sure what a publication is as it relates to your expertise. Is that accurate?
Like, yeah, what would you mean by publication? Like a book?
A book or some sort of article where you've done research and gathered information to teach other people about.
I would say that our field investigative reports and documenting gangs and gang members would be a publication as to I've written about gangs.
Well, I'm not asking what you write about in your investigations. I'm asking about scholarly things that have been published and peer reviewed from other experts.
No, ma'am, I've never written a book or a news article or anything of that
Okay.
nature.
You've never read any publications on gangs either.
Just stuff to do on my daily duties.
You said written any books. You've never read any books on gangs either, have you?
I have not.
Okay.
So he's only an expert when it comes to investigating gangs. He doesn't have anything scholarly, and he doesn't even read scholar articles, books, studies. For fuck's sake.
All right. Your Honor, I don't have any other questions at this time. I don't know if you want me to make arguments or. Okay.
Detective, when you attend the trainings or conferences on gangs, when you're receiving those presentations, are they related to the bigger gangs that are commonly known across the country, the Bloods, the Crips, that type of thing?
Yes, ma'am, generally.
Are these programs nationally recognized and presented at agencies across the nation?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to your specific publication or publicizing of the information that you collect in your day-to-day duties, do you or any members of your unit make it a regular practice to publicize or publish articles based on the tactics that you use to make arrests and develop cases of criminal gang members?
No, ma'am.
Would that be harmful to your case or investigation to do so?
Yes.
As it relates to your attending these conferences, are those mechanisms of continuing legal education for techniques in tracking gangs?
Yes.
As it relates to those same conferences, do you obtain information as it relates to new technologies?
So he's not a gang expert. He is a gang investigator.
New tactics?
He's a white guy looking in.
Do you obtain information as it relates to new technology or new tactics that are being seen across the nation with other agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you attending those conferences for the purpose of learning information about the gangs in Jacksonville specifically?
No, ma'am. We attend those conferences to try to become better detectives in the investigations that we conduct in Jacksonville.
As it relates to the gangs in the Jacksonville area, do you and essentially the active members of that gang believe that you have the most knowledge about the ATK gang?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the other members of your unit, do you work with them or alongside of them when you're investigating ATK-related crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the point of contact if an ATK gang member or associate is believed to have been involved in any crime in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be the same for all other detectives in their assigned gangs?
Yes, it would.
As it relates to the other assigned gangs, specifically related to this case of 1200, ATK, and 6 Block as a total, are you all required to still be familiar with the other gangs despite your assignment to one specific group?
Yes, ma'am. We have to have general knowledge of all of the gangs in Jacksonville. Just when if something was to happen and I was the one that was up and available, that I would have to respond and have the general knowledge to give the intelligence to other investigating detectives about what occurred.
And when you say if you were the one that was up, are you actively on call as a member of the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Do each of the detectives in that unit hold the same responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
If called to a scene, are they required to understand the neighborhood, the parties involved, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are facts that need developed as it relates to ATK, 1200, or 6 Block, are the members of your gang unit called to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much of your workday, day to day, is dedicated to working gang cases?
All day. That's we only deal with the gangs.
So
And you
he's
develop
a
that
gang
knowledge, you indicated
investigator.
before,
He's
by
not-
doing
that's
what
not
on a day-to-day
an
basis?
expert in
Just
gang culture, origins. He's just a gang investigator. Jesus Christ.
Investigating them through social media, through music videos, and other means.
By other means, without telling me what is said, do you also interview the members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you interview the family members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another individual that you can think of that has more particularized knowledge about the Jacksonville gangs than yourself and your associates as it relates to the gangs?
Sustain the objection.
Do you commit your job day to day to working up not only the information about the gangs in Jacksonville as a whole, but ATK?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I would tender the witness.
Okay, well, the witness has already been tendered, so the question that was left on the table was what does ATK stand for? There was an objection, and I'm going to uphold the objection at this point.
I'm sorry, you said the witness has been tendered as an expert?
We don't tender as experts anymore. We just allow questions to go forward or not. And so
What?
after the voir dire regarding this witness's qualifications, I'm going to allow the question to be asked and answered, okay?
What?
All right.
During your course of your time.
What? They don't tender experts anymore in Florida? We just watched a case in Florida about a month ago where they absolutely tendered experts. What the fuck?
As a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to develop the potential members of that group in your time working up the ATK gang?
Yes.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for ACE's Top Killers.
And ACE's Top Killers, is there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
The name Ace would be the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Young and Ace.
Why does he then become the head of that group?
Based on my experience, he's the most influential. He's got the most views as far as his music.
Are you familiar with the drill rap scene as it relates to each of these groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking to you today specifically about ATK, 1200, and 6 Block, are all involved in the drill rap scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the scene something that you follow closely day to day?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are the music videos that are created by these groups posted?
They're posted on their social media accounts and YouTube.
What social media accounts are included in the accounts that are posted to?
Like you saying, like the name, like Instagram. They go on Instagram, and sometimes they go on X, which is formerly known as Twitter.
As it relates to ATK specifically, Ace's Top Killers with a face of Ace, is he the most influential or most followed person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on
Seems?
the investigation was that everybody seems to follow him where he's at. There's usually a bunch of people. He has the most
Objection, not
followers.
speculation.
Overall, go ahead.
He has the most followers on social media on his accounts, and he gets the most views on his videos on YouTube.
Now, multiple members from these groups post or have music careers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you are able to determine a view count or a popularity count when you're looking at these YouTube videos or videos posted to YouTube?
On YouTube, when you watch the video, it'll tell you how many people have viewed it below the video.
And are those videos something open to the public and viewable to the public?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the social media profiles of the members of ATK?
Most of them are public. There are some of them who have private profiles, but for this, right now, Ace's profile is public.
As it relates to 6 Block, do you do the same thing? Despite not being directly assigned to that group, are you following that group closely?
I do follow them, but not as close as other members of our unit.
Specifically, do you know who the members of 6 Block are?
Not all of them, but I could name off a few of them.
By a few, what's that number?
Maybe like 3 to 5.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to meet with and discuss the developments that the person that is assigned to the 6 Block group would have had in his investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that individual that's assigned to 6 Block?
His name is Detective McCullough.
As it relates to 1200 and that group, who is assigned to 1200?
Detective Griffin.
Day to day when there are developments, so say that a crime is reported, do you all work independently or together in order to ascertain what the issues are currently between the groups?
We would work together.
In ultimately identifying the members of ATK as it relates to this case as, or the relevant members of this case, were you consulted by Detective Nieder in his creation of a chart?
Yes, myself, Detective Drabeck and I, and McCullough and Griffin all pitched in to make the chart.
Is it common that you all work together to develop cases, develop what's going on between the gangs with each other, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am. They intermingle a lot.
As it relates to what we've talked about as being ATK and 1200, what is the difference between those two groups?
One of them, ATK, is they're 2 separate gangs, but they associate with each other through music and just like having a common enemy.
Who is the common enemy of ATK and 1200?
It would be the groups on the north side. The prominent one over there would be 6 Block.
And when you're talking about these groups, you're talking about them in areas. So you've told me out east and north side. Is that typically where their association or affiliation with these groups come from, is a location?
Generally, yes, ma'am, but you don't have to be from those parts of town to be a part of the gang.
You said that ATK and 1200 associate with each other. Have you personally, in your training, in your day-to-day work with these gangs, seen 1200 and ATK members on music videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
In social media posts together?
Yes, ma'am.
How about, you said both of those have a common enemy, which is 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
When it relates to 6 Block, are there individuals a part of 6 Block that claim other groups?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean, to be in 6 Block but be associated with something else?
6 Block has subsets, which is they're documented as gangs, but they kind of like associate with each other. The subset would be like We All We Got. They call it WAWG, and then Bully Gang.
So those are other groups that are associated with 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
Would those members from We All We Got or 6 Block associate with each other? Would they be present in music videos together?
Yes.
Would they be on social media and pictures together?
Yes.
So despite being in separate groups or subsets, they are together at least enough to form a common enemy.
Yes.
And the enemy of 6 Block, at least as it relates to this investigation, was whom?
It would be like 1200 and ATK.
When you were working as a member of the Jacksonville gang unit, were you notified about the potential for Charles Jones coming to Tampa for some kind of performance?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with him?
I've dealt with him several times in person. I dated, like doing my daily duties.
Have you had contact with him before?
I have.
Have you seen his music videos over the years?
I have.
When you were working in patrol, were you familiar with the beef that was going on between the two sides or between the two areas?
My knowledge of it is way more extensive now, but I had general knowledge of issues on the parts of towns. Yes, ma'am. As
you developed in the gang unit, did there become a prominent person or member in the 6 Block group?
Yes.
And who was that?
Charles Jones.
As we've discussed in the ATK ACES Top Pillars group, is that the same level of prominence that we now have with 6 Block and Charles Jones?
Yes,
Does Mr. Jones also have that music career that we've discussed?
he does.
And is your position or your opinion based upon his position in 6 Block based on what you've already indicated was the same for Ace or
Yes.
Young and Ace?
Yes,
Is he the person in 6 Block with essentially the most views?
he is.
And when videos or music videos were released by ATK, if we start there and talk about Young and Ace, were those videos that you personally and members of your unit would watch?
Yes, we would.
What is your process in viewing the drill raps or music videos that are released by each of these sides?
My process is I listen to it, the whole thing through, and then after that, I will break down the video. You can collect a lot of good evidence towards the gang in them, as far as like hand signs and clothings, and other stuff of that nature. And then once I get through all of that breaking down, and then I break down the lyrics.
Do you work with the other members of your gang unit in order to accomplish the review of these videos and discuss potential crimes surrounding them?
Yes, we do.
Is there any procedure in place where you also review crime reports to see if anything is related to what has been described in these drill raps?
Yeah, generally the drill raps, they come after the crime, so they'll talk about stuff that has already happened.
So at the time that you are watching these drill raps on YouTube, for example, do you, when you're viewing it, just based on your day-to-day training and experience, your duties day-to-day, relate this video is related to X incident?
Yes.
Have you personally, whether now in your time with the gang unit or earlier before that, responded to the incidents of violence between ATK and 1200 and 6 Block?
I have.
I have no idea what.
Now, you indicated that you worked to complete some charts with the other members of.
I have no idea why the voir dire if they're not tendering. I'm a bit stunned here. They don't tender expert witnesses. I'm genuinely stunned.
Your unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you now what has been marked as State's Exhibit 90A. Do you recognize the individual depicted in that photograph?
That's Charles Jones.
And I am showing you 84A through C. Please take a look and tell me if you recognize the items depicted there.
Yeah, these would be members and associates of each group, but it's not like it's not everybody. It's like more of the prominent guys a part of the groups rather than everybody inside of the group.
As it relates to the image of Charles Jones, does this image fairly and accurately depict Julio Foolio, or the person you came to know as Julio Foolio?
Yes.
And as it relates to these charts, despite not being all-encompassing of all of the members of 6 Block, ATK, and 1200, do they fairly and accurately represent the members or associates of those groups?
Yes.
These assets will be shown these prior to approaching the witness with them.
Yeah.
At this time, Your Honor, the state.
That is an excellent suggestion, Siobhan. Expert witnesses should be people who actually specializes medical doctors, if they are in a specific field. Rocket science. I mean, you have the crash reconstructionists. That's expert testimony. So yeah, maybe specialist or area of focus is better than expert, because now they are listening to an investigator with the permission to speculate. That's not good.
Seeks to admit States 90A and 84A through C. Any objection?
No objection to the photo of Mr. Jones. We just renew our previous objection to the chart.
Okay, very good. Same ruling, so 84A through C will be admitted as well as 90.
I'm showing you on the screen, if you can look over your shoulder there, what I've previously shown as 90A. Is this the person that you know to be Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you alerted to an incident having occurred in Tampa in June of 2024, resulting in the death of Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that incident, had you responded to calls for service related to Charles Jones or his potential injury?
I have.
Had you responded to calls for service related to the injury or homicide of members of the opposing gangs ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking specifically about your viewing of the music videos in these particular cases, did you have an opportunity to view the music videos put out by Young and Ace in advance of your coming to the unit?
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Before you came to the gang unit, were you aware of these drill raps in Jacksonville?
I was, just based off of my time in the community crime response unit.
Since you're having come to become a detective in the gang unit, have you studied the videos that have been released, the music videos or drill raps released by Young and Ace?
I have.
Have you studied the music videos or drill raps released by Charles Jones?
I have.
Let's speak specifically about the evidence that you previously mentioned as the charts that were created by your unit.
So this guy, his only job more or less is, well, besides being a cop and everything, but when he looks at videos, he only does it from the mindset of they are confessing to crimes. That's about it. And with that mindset, I mean, it's like the devil reading the Bible. You will find bad stuff if you're only looking for bad stuff. There is an excellent example. 1980s. Tipper Gore and the Female Coalition of Censoring Rock Music, or whatever they were called, had a hearing regarding, rock and metal is bad. Oh, it's really, really bad. They should be banned. And her claim was that a Twisted Sister song was about BDSM. And in comes Dee Snider, lead vocalist of Twisted Sister, and speaks and says, if Tipper Gore sees BDSM in this song, it is because she wants to hear BDSM in these songs. And Al Gore almost jumped him. He was so mad. And yeah, if you want to see something absolutely hilarious and important, it's Dee Snider testifying in front of Congress, where he absolutely annihilates these censor bitches. And this is the same kind of mindset with these gang investigators. They look into something they don't understand, and then they interpret it in the worst possible way. And here he is, testifying to it as it is a truth, because he's an expert. And yeah, is Alicia in the pictures? Is Alicia in the videos? Do they say her name in the lyrics? What the fuck does this have to do with Alicia? Other than she knows about the scene. Her boyfriend is allegedly in a gang. But this is general knowledge in the area that the prosecution is trying to claim is specific for her as a consciousness of guilt. And it's stupid. Let's continue.
If you could look over your shoulder, please. Here, I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 84C. Do you recognize that chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of the more prominent members of the ATK group depicted in this chart?
Yes.
As it relates to the members that you have discussed already, so Young and Ace,
I don't see Alicia here. Let's see here. Okay.
for example, can you show us where Young and Ace is in this chart?
He's on the first row, the top row, all the way to the left.
And in your time investigating ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan or Trayvon Bullard?
Wait. Hold on here. Let's go back a bit.
ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan?
How did you not know this from the get-go if you're a gang investigator for a number of years? Why not? Why didn't you know this until now? Jesus Christ.
Or Trayvon Bullard?
Quan and Trayvon Bullard was a victim of a homicide in Jacksonville in 2018.
What about Royal Smith and Jacoby Grover?
They were
What does this have to do with this crime? But he's there as an expert. So he can talk about the history of that gang. And there's Alicia, who was 17 back then and has no gang charges. I remind you, she does not have gang charges on her.
Yes, it was a triple homicide. They all were killed in the same incident.
Where did that homicide occur?
It occurred in Duval County at an area of town we call the Town Center.
And what relationship, if any, do they have to Young and Ace?
Young and Ace was the forced victim in that case. He was shot as well. He did not die.
As it relates to the drill raps that you saw subsequent to that homicide and the shooting of Young and Ace, were there music videos put out by 6 Block which referenced that shooting?
There was.
Was there a nickname associated to Royale Smith in the middle photo there?
Yes, ma'am. His nickname was 23.
So just the number.
Yes, ma'am.
And as it relates to Gutta Zay or Isaiah Chance, did Isaiah Chance represent ATK?
He did. He is a member of ATK.
And did he have any associations or affiliations to other groups?
He had an association with 1200.
When we speak about your observations or your review of the social media profiles of each of these individuals, did you have an opportunity firsthand to review the social media posts by Isaiah Chance in his falling out with ATK?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Was there a group for which Isaiah Chance begun relating himself after his fallout with ATK?
Are you asking what the post was?
No, what was the group that he then wanted to associate himself with or did post to associate
He
himself
then
with?
associated himself with 1200.
When talking specifically about Antonio Tilley depicted in this image, is Mr. Tilley alive or deceased?
Mr. Tilley is deceased.
And are you familiar with how that homicide came about?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that scene specifically yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that homicide referred to in the drill raps?
Yes, it should be.
The homicide of Antonio Tilley, is Tilley mentioned in the drill raps between the groups? Excuse me.
He is. He's mentioned in them.
As it relates to the Group 1200, did you have particularized knowledge about the Group 1200 as well, just in your role as a gang unit detective?
I do.
And in showing you states 84B, this chart, 84B, also fairly and accurately depicts the members of the 1200 group.
Yes.
As it relates specifically to the top line, can you see that okay from where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
The nicknames that are depicted below the legal names of these individuals, how is it that you all are able to ascertain these nicknames?
That's their music name.
Go ahead.
That's their music name. Whenever they post stuff online, that's the name they use as like their artist or their stage name.
And so on
What foundation do you have for that?
the Instagram posts, for example, are they utilizing their nicknames or their legal names?
Nicknames.
What about as it relates to the YouTube videos? Do they use their music or street name or their legal names?
Nicknames.
So when viewing these videos, are you able to ascertain, despite not having the legal name of the person on these drill raps, are you able to ascertain who the parties are inside of them?
Yes.
Do you, when viewing these drill raps, recognize the individuals as you're watching them, even if they aren't labeled?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review a music video as it relates to saying the words Spaz or Corbin?
Yes.
And is that frequently used in the drill raps by 6 Block?
Yes.
Now, when a group says another group's member in their drill raps, is that intended to be a good thing or a nice thing to do?
These are extremely leading questions, by the way. All he has to do is sit there and go, yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're a part of one group and you say somebody else's name that's a part of the opposing group, it would be disrespectful.
And have you had an opportunity to view music videos from Waka with the Choppa and Spin a Benz?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically as it relates to their music videos with members of ATK, have they been documented as having videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of a video that would be reflective of members of ATK and members of 1200 together?
The most popular one would be Who I Smoke.
And by most popular, are you referring back to what you've already advised were the YouTube views?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, as it relates to 6 Block, can you confirm that it was determined in States 84A that Charles Jones was a member or active member of the gang 6 Block?
Yes, he was.
And his associates, as depicted here on this chart, were you able to determine or recognize the individuals depicted?
Yes.
Were there individuals included on your 6-block summary as some of the bigger players with 6-block that are also deceased?
Yes, there's some that are deceased on there.
In referring specifically to the second photograph next to Mr. Jones, Bibby, is that an individual who is deceased?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'm getting sick of this. Okay, it's not. And then they
Is that
have
an
lunch.
Oh,
And
we see in
this. Oh, okay, they have pictures. And then it's lunch. Here's what happens after lunch. But let's listen because it seems like they have some more objections. Skipping.
I just want to bring it to the court's attention that in between the break, I jumped on the elevator with the person that was the juror. Didn't know that.
Okay, thank you for alerting me. There was no conversation or anything, I'm assuming.
None whatsoever.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, defense counsel's present, defendant is present, state's present. You guys ready to continue? Is that a yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, where's the detective? Yeah.
I think he's six.
Yeah, just go ahead and have him retake the witness stand.
Okay. Skipping.
exhibit list. But 5 additional songs, one of which is already included in the state's presentation of evidence and on our exhibit list. But the others are several songs, looks like attributable to the victim in this case, and so we just want to address that with the court.
Okay.
So then,
So mid-trial, they are adding evidence. Mid-trial. Mid-fucking trial.
obviously refer to or extend the time frame as previously discussed and of course objected to by the defense. So the playing of 4 additional videos is something that the state's going to be objecting to. It is.
Oh.
What's the basis of the objection?
Wait a minute. The defense wants to play 4 additional videos and state objects. Okay.
Other than it extends the time. I mean, if they open the door, they open the door.
Sure, but at some point the playing of 4 in a row videos from our victim becomes cumulative by the defense when we're playing one.
Are you complaining about cumulative? Jesus.
From each side in the state's presentation of evidence. At some point, playing all videos that the victim published that were bad opens the door for them, the state, to publish whatever extra videos that the ATK members or 1,200 members also published that were bad. I don't know what the basis or honestly the relevance of publishing 4 more videos in addition to what we've already discussed and litigated this.
What's the relevance of 4 additional videos of the Mr. Jones?
Well, Your Honor, first I guess to address the scope. There is no particular scope of these music videos that the state is entering. They're not limited to the 2023 incident. They're discussing murders that occurred well before.
No, I'm not as concerned about that. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not as concerned. I am, the cumulative was the objection. So what's your response to that?
Well, first, Your Honor, I find that objection problematic as their argument, and the state has been wanting to open the door to all of these videos. We're specifically introducing them or attempting to on this particular witness because he has been listed as an expert in gangs. He is the person that's testifying as to his analyzing of these different songs. They've said over and over again about my client's intent, and that it goes to her intent and her knowledge, and these go to establish that she actually does not have that, right, that she's not involved in any of this back and forth, any of these individuals that are connected to these murders that the victim has been rapping about, just as, you know, some of the other individuals that are not involved in this trial have been rapping about. So this is our opportunity to cross-examine this witness and question this witness related to his knowledge and the scope of his knowledge of all of this information.
Okay. So I haven't seen these videos. So at this point in time, you can go ahead and show them, but at some point, if it becomes cumulative, obviously, then the state can renew their objection and I'll just rule.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? So,
Good choice.
all right, let's go ahead and bring them in.
You can always count on when the prosecution don't want videos be shown. It's because they know it's bullshit. That their own showing of the videos is bull crap. So because they have prepared their witness for these specific videos. Now at cross-examination, it seems like the defense will show music videos and they will ask him, "Hey, what does this mean?" And he will sit there as a cuckoo's baby, the bird, mouth open, going,
The other, the other reason that these videos are going to be relevant is to complete the story. The state has sort of cherry-picked particular videos. It's to go through completeness and just to provide the entire context of what is actually happening and what they're letting.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, I already said you could play them.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Sure. Yep. Okay, now I think we're ready. And State, you may continue with your direct examination.
Detective Nieder, before we broke for lunch, we were discussing some of the music videos that you've had an opportunity to review in relation to this war between ATK and 1200 and the 6 Block members. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And included in the videos of that back and forth were there some videos that we previously discussed as being Who I Smoke and When I See You.
Yes, ma'am.
And the videos subsequent to the homicide being Game Over and Foolio Dead.
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you what has been marked in State's Exhibit 89A through D. Essentially, have you had an opportunity to review all 4 of the videos that I previously mentioned?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to dissect or to at least decipher the language that's used in those videos as far as the lyrics that are being rapped to or rapped about?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, the state seeks to admit self-authenticating exhibit States 89A through D in the certification of Exhibit 111.
Okay, any objection other than those previously made?
No, Judge.
Okay, same ruling and they'll be admitted.
And Your Honor, permission to publish.
Yes.
In discussing States 89D, if we are, or 89A, excuse me, if we are reviewing the videos that you previously described in order, which video occurred first?
Who I Smoke.
And who was the creator of the Who I Smoke video?
It would be Young and Ace, Fast Money Goon, Wappa with the Chopper, and Spinnabins.
And when you mention all of those names, are those all separate people?
Yes.
And of the individuals that you've identified, are they associated with different groups or gangs?
Yes. Young and Ace and Fast Money Goon would be ATK. And
I'm going to
Spinnabins and
play
Wappa
like
would
this
be 1200.
and mute, and maybe I don't get
To the language of them,
copyright
you can
claim.
look over your shoulder, please.
Golf. That's a choice. I have no idea what's going on. But I do know that if I play this, I'm going to be copyright claimed. All right. Skipping ahead.
Did you ultimately review it in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
And after reviewing that video in its entirety, did you have an opportunity to listen to that video and determine what lyrics could be ascertained as being said or rapped about in that video?
Yes, ma'am.
If you would look to the screen here, are these those lyrics that you believe to have been included in that Who I Smoke video?
Yes, ma'am.
And looking at the screenshot here depicted on the screen, are the individuals related to ATK and 1200 as being the rappers of this song the only members of ATK that were included in this music video?
No, ma'am.
Okay, before he does his explanation, this is
The guy you see right there on top of the golf cart with his hand in the air is an ATK gang member. His name is Malquise Worthen.
And does he have social media for which you all have been able to access or monitor as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Is his social media account named ATK Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the review of the video, could you please refer us to some of the lyrics for which you all took note as it relates to your duties in your gang unit?
Yes, ma'am. The first one, we see 12 paramedics. They use the number 12 because that represents 1200. The next one we see is Rod K dead and never coming back. Rod K was a prominent figure of 6 Block. And then he says, I don't go nowhere without my heat coup.
No objection, Your Honor, at this time, to speculation, invasion of the province of the jury. As to what is this?
Overruled, go ahead.
I don't go nowhere without my heat coup. Coup is a subset of 1,200 gang members often call themselves coups. Smoking on Lil PD, and I was smoking Trey D too. Lil PD and Trey D were also prominent figures in the 6 Block gang.
And when you see the language smoking on, what does that mean?
When they say they're smoking on somebody, it's a sign of disrespect or a sign of like a diss towards the opposing gang.
Is that different from smoking someone?
It's very similar to the meaning. Smoking on someone or smoking someone simply means that they were killed.
Throughout the video itself, were there names of members from the actual group 6 Block that were depicted in the music video?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the course of that video, was there a portion when the artists were saying names of 6 Block that you can identify here?
Yes, ma'am.
Please describe what that was for the jury.
The Who I Smoked Bibby and Who I Smoked Tiki.
How about Little Nine?
Little Nine was, he was affiliated with another group associated to 6 Block. He wasn't 6 Block himself.
So he was an associate of 6 Block.
In another gang, yes, ma'am.
Well, was he the member of a gang that was rivals with ATK 1200 or their affiliates?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Bibby alive or deceased when this video was created?
Bibby is deceased.
And is Tiki alive or deceased when this video is posted to YouTube?
Deceased.
Last question, Little Nine, alive or deceased?
Deceased.
Now, what is JIT? J-I-T-T. I'm smoking JIT mean.
JIT is what they refer to as like a younger teenager or like a young adult. They would, instead of calling like your friend, you say like, that's my JIT.
And was there any reference to an individual that was a member of ATK or NHG named Queso?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Queso related to a gang in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am. Queso is an ATK gang member.
And what is the next line under the Queso lyric referencing?
It says no hospital boy, that line. This is just relating no hospital gang to ATK. They, some of the members of ATK call themselves no hospital gang, but they're still ATK gang members.
They all associate with one another, this NHG no hospital gang.
Yes, ma'am.
They associate then with ATK and members of 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you familiar with an earlier attempt on Mr. Jones's life that occurred in Houston, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that occur on or before the date that this video was posted to YouTube?
Before.
And what was it that happened to Mr. Jones at that time?
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston.
Overruled, go ahead.
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston, and shortly after he got shot, he went live on his Instagram page in a hospital bed.
Okay, so describe for us what we're seeing here.
All right. Was Alicia Andrews in Houston that day?
These center paragraphs, please.
In the center paragraph, it says, I was lurking on his page and called him lacking in Houston. We laid off shots, and he went live, and I was tweaking like he ain't die. And then, so that's speaking in direct relation to the attempt on Charles Jones's life in Houston.
When the videos here, these drill rap videos are actually posted to YouTube or posted in some way, are you all, in addition to documenting these, relating them back to whatever offenses that they're referencing?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you, in seeing these lyrics, relate this to the offense that occurred in Houston on the prior attempt on Mr. Jones's life?
Yes, ma'am.
I am quite sure that the finders of facts is the jury. This is narration. Even from an expert witness, narration is not allowed. Should not be allowed, but apparently in Florida it is. Derek, hi. Has the state shown any evidence that the girl was any part of a gang? Her boyfriend was affiliated with the gang, but just to make sure, she doesn't have gang charges on her in this trial. There's no gang charges.
Was there, in response to that video, a video posted by 6 Block member and the victim in this case, Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the title of that music video?
When I See You.
And did that music video, or was that music video released, and did you have an opportunity to fully review the contents of that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, or were you able to identify some of the individuals that were depicted in that video in addition to Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are the individuals depicted at 3 seconds on this When I See You video on the screen, please?
In the black hoodie and the black pants with the red underwear, that's Charles Jones. On the poster board to the right, that's the 3 victims of the town center shooting, the triple homicide that occurred in 2018.
Were you all able to ascertain where generally this video was filmed? What was the nature of the place where the video was filmed?
It's a graveyard or a grave site.
And were you able to do the same with annotating or deciphering the lyrics that were included in this video after having an opportunity to watch it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so the texts that we see is him writing them out.
Publishing 89B.
And I have to do this again, and hopefully I will not get copyright claimed. Okay. Skipping ahead, skipping ahead, skipping ahead. Skipping.
And when we started this past video, there was some kind of language from a related news article. Are you familiar with the reports of the homicide that occurred in the town center?
Yes, ma'am, at the beginning.
And was there some specific reference as it relates to the date in which that homicide occurred, where 4, 23, and Royal Smith were killed?
Yes.
Excuse me, Trayvon Bullard were killed?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the significance of that date?
It was 23's birthday.
Was Young and Ace or Kenyatta Bullard the only person who survived that shooting?
Yes.
But he was with the other 3 when they did not survive?
Yes.
What was the nature of that shooting itself?
It was a drive-by shooting at a red light.
And were the victims of that shooting located in a vehicle at the time that they were shot?
Yes, all 4 were in a vehicle.
In your review of the lyrics of this particular case, what is it that was relayed, and then ultimately highlighted?
The very first line, he says he's sliding through the 12. Once again, 12 is the representation of the 1200 out east part of town. He said Ace is from the west, how he clicked up with the east side. He's talking about Young and Ace originally is from the west side of Jacksonville in the Clay County, Duval area. And he's simply calling him out, asking him how he even got clicked up with the east side. And then he says he hasn't been the same since he's seen the other 3 die. That's the reference to the triple homicide of the town center. And then he says, I'm 2-3 high, which is Royale Smith. So he's saying, like, he's high.
Have you, in your time in the gang unit since the homicide actually occurred of these 3 individuals, seen members of ATK and 1200 representing 23 signs, necklaces, posting 23?
Yes, ma'am.
How about indications of ATK? Are there chains or jewelry of some kind that are indicative of being an ATK member?
Yes, ma'am. There's like an actual ATK necklace and then the necklace of 23.
When talking about these groups that link up, is there one specific group that's from out east?
1200.
And is there one specific group that's from the west?
ATK originated and on the west side. It was originally Young and Gang, which was Young and Ace, and then Young and Ace got clicked up with some people from other parts of town and formulated ATK.
Does that allow you to, or allow them to grow the group?
Yes.
When you are looking at the lyrics at the bottom of the page here, are those specific as to the events that actually occurred on the date that these 3 individuals were shot and killed?
Yes, ma'am. He went out to eat on his birthday. It was 23's birthday, and they were leaving wasabi at the town center. And then 4 shot, 3 dead. That's the facts of the case. Was there was 4 of them shot. Young and Ace survived. The other 3 passed away. And then he kept dissing on me, and now we're smoking 23. So he's saying they kept talking about me and disrespecting me, and now we're smoking on your friend.
Now, Mr. Jones references Bibby. Do you know anything about the relationship between Charles Jones and Bibby?
They were close friends.
How about Charles Jones Bibby and Robert Howard?
They would be close friends.
And all are affiliated with 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
What area of town is Melvin Park in?
It's in Jacksonville's west side.
And what gang is affiliated with Melvin Park or the area?
ATK.
If members of 6 Block are in the Melvin Park area or posting from the Melvin Park area, is that seen as a sign of disrespect of some kind?
Yes.
When the lyrics indicate Keese, who is Keese?
Malquise Worthen.
Is that the individual we previously discussed as ATK Keese?
Yes.
And do you know what they're referencing here?
He's referencing that he basically called him lacking, and he didn't go through with a fight or anything. He kind of just walked away.
When you look at the next line that's depicted here, please, who is Papa?
Lil Papa is a prominent rapper for 1200.
And again, Queso, is this the same individual that was referenced before?
Yes, Hakeem Robinson.
Is there an individual that's associated with ATK named Red Dot?
It is Torgon Williams.
And are you familiar with Torgon Williams?
I am.
Are you familiar with Queso?
I am.
And in the next line, there's a mention of an individual by the name of Shug. Can you tell me who that is?
Shug was a prominent name in 1200. His name is Avery McKnight.
Do you know the relationship to Shug or how he passed away in 1200?
Yeah, he was killed while he was riding a bicycle.
And is there some significance or relation from Shug to co-defendants Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy?
I believe so.
Do you know specifically what that relationship would be?
I do not.
Now, have you had an opportunity to review the photographs of the tattoos on Davion Murphy's person?
I have.
Are you the individual who actually took the photographs of the tattoos that are on Davion Murphy's person?
Yes, ma'am.
And did those tattoos include reference to several of the individuals that are mentioned in these songs?
Yes.
What does rolling Michi in this wood mean?
Michi was a prominent figure of 1200. He was shot and killed, and he's saying that he's rolling him up in the joint and smoking them.
Is that meant to be a sign of disrespect?
Yes.
Same reference when talking about smoking Rollo.
Yes, Rollo was a close friend of J-Dot, who's Jacory Rivers.
Does J-Dot go by any other names, or is J-Dot short for something else?
His other name was like J-Dot Breezy.
Okay. And he also is a musician as a part of these groups?
He is.
With which gang is J-Dot Breezy or J-Dot affiliated?
He would be more affiliated with 1200.
And are you aware of any reference to J-Dot or J-Dot's involvement in this particular case?
Am I aware of J-Dot's involvement in this case?
Yes, not as it relates to what's on the screen, but in this case.
Briefly.
Did you provide the information that you had as it related to some of these offenses to the detectives down in Tampa, you and other gang detectives, about the rivalries that were occurring in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Specifically as it relates to 2023, was there a scene to which you responded on August 16th of 2023?
Yes.
And what was the nature of that call out?
It came out as a homicide on I-95 near near Zoo Parkway. It's kind of up on the city's north side.
How was it that there was a homicide on the highway? What did you arrive to?
I arrived to a deceased black male, later identified as Jaquan Pickens, inside of a green Dodge Challenger that was crashed into the back of a semi.
Upon your further review of the vehicle or the evidence in that investigation, was it determined that it was more than a vehicle crash?
Yes.
What occurred?
Based on the evidence that we discovered, a drive-by shooting occurred on the interstate where a car pulled up beside Mr. Pickens and started shooting at him.
Go ahead.
When you are at that scene, did you document the injuries that had occurred?
Homicide detectives would have.
And did you at least ultimately make an identification of the individual that was the driver of the vehicle?
We did. We identified him as Jaquan Pickens.
And what gang is he associated with?
Jaquan Pickens is associated with 6 Block.
After the homicide of Jaquan Pickens, did you respond to a call for service on August 17th?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the day following the homicide of Jaquan Pickens?
It was.
Was the victim of that instance identified?
Yes, he was identified as Jacoby Beals.
And is Jacoby Beals related to any of the gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, he is at 1200.
Following the incident that occurred in August, were there several social media posts that occurred after Jaquan Pickens was murdered? Did anyone take credit for that murder?
Generally, after all of gang-related shootings in Jacksonville, social media tends to boost up and get really active. A lot of people post and start disrespecting the deceased of the opposing groups.
Does that also happen on October 6th and 7th when there are additional offenses that occur?
Yes,
Did you respond on October 6th to the homicide of Antonio Tilley?
I did.
And what was the nature of that call?
Antonio Tilley and an Uber driver was located deceased after they crashed into a house. Evidence in that case showed that a female named Diamond Harris set up Antonio Tilley by sending him provocative.
Relevance, hearsay, outside the scope of the court's priority.
Yeah, sustain, just talk about what actually happened to Mr. Tilley.
What happened to Mr. Tilley to bring about his death?
He arrived at an abandoned house and was ambushed by a black male.
Was he shot and killed with a firearm?
He was.
Oh, yeah. This 2023, nobody has been charged. So the claim, although probable, is pure speculation, and I connect it with the lyrics.
And while you were working that scene, did you receive additional information or a call for service elsewhere in the city?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Where?
It would have been in the city's side town called Paxton.
Is Prospect and 16th located in that Paxton area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the nature of that call for service? Were you able to determine who the victim of that was?
Yes, it was Charles Jones was shot in his foot.
Did you receive that call and request to respond while you were still working the first scene?
Yes.
Approximately what time did the October 6th shooting of Antonio Tilly actually occur, was reported?
I believe it was reported around like 2300 hours, which would be 11 o'clock at night. I was not dispatched until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And while working that scene, you received notification of the scene that Charles Jones had been shot.
Yes, that notification came in around probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Was there evidence that was obtained from that attempted murder on Charles Jones from October 7th of 2023, and was that ultimately provided to law enforcement in this particular investigation?
Yes, there was spent casings that were discovered on the shooting of Charles Jones.
When you learned of the homicide that occurred here in Hillsborough County, did you provide assistance to the gang members in Jacksonville and also to the Tampa Police Department investigators that was about the gang activity in Jacksonville?
Objection, moving on.
Yes.
Specifically as it relates to Charles Jones and Isaiah Chance, were you in your daily activities able to observe some interactions with the co-defendant and the victim in this case on the internet in the days leading up to Mr. Jones's homicide?
I personally did not know.
Would another member of your unit have done that?
Very well could have.
Okay. When you are referencing Isaiah Chance being a part of ATK, was there some time at which he was being removed or removing himself from that gang?
Yes, he is. He had a falling out with ATK.
And what group did he begin then affiliating himself with based on the social media posts from his accounts that you reviewed?
1200.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay and speculation.
Overruled. Go ahead.
After the death of Charles Jones occurs in Tampa, were you alerted to new videos on social media and YouTube that had been posted by members of ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Immediately after the death of Charles Jones, was a video posted to YouTube?
Yes.
Were you
Objection, vague and hearsay.
Overruled. Go ahead. Are you familiar with the video that was posted on the day of the homicide?
Yes, I believe it's called Let's Do It.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. As it relates to a subsequent video also
All the objections, they know they are going to be overruled, but they need to protect the record because they have objected to every part of this since it's so close in time. So this is purely protecting the record for appeal.
posted by ATK called Game Over. Did you have an opportunity to review that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to do the same in reviewing the lyrics as you have previously?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Young and Ace the only individual who is cited as being an artist on this particular video?
As an artist, yes.
Publishing 89C.
All right. And again, doing this, and hopefully I will not get copyright claimed. Skipping. All right.
As it related to the lyrics of the song Game Over as published by Young and Ace, did you have an opportunity to review those lyrics as well?
Yes.
Was there a specific reference to the homicide that occurred in Tampa on June 23rd of 2024 in the death of Charles Jones?
Yes, there was.
When speaking about the lyrics that I've highlighted here, has there been an ongoing feud for over the course of the last several years between the groups ATK and 1200?
Yes, that's the Go to War reference.
In several of the videos that you have seen, or at least in these videos, surely this is not indicative of the only videos that have been posted between the two groups.
Correct.
And in the videos that you've seen, is it common to see this fuck the six language across the videos?
Yes.
Is that language used in the videos in a manner to disrespect Six Block?
Yes.
Six Block members that are posting their own music videos, including Mr. Jones, use similar language in his videos.
Yes.
And in the video that we've seen here, did you see the chain that was worn by Mr. Bullard?
Yes.
And is that the chain that you were indicating was indicative of ATK?
Yes.
When you spoke with the detectives in Tampa regarding the facts of the homicide of Charles Jones, were you able to ascertain that Mr. Jones had been shot and killed in a vehicle?
Yes.
And were you able to ascertain that other individuals were also with him?
Yes.
In the last video that we saw of When I See You that was actually published by Mr. Jones, was there some reference to Young and Ace, the artist of Game Over, in reference to him losing it over the death of 23?
Yes.
In your review of the lyrics and depicted here on the screen, is that a reference that Young and Ace himself also is making in his music videos?
Yes.
Overall, go ahead.
What is it that's indicated in this video?
Once 23 died inside my eyes, I lost my mind.
Can you describe for the jury what the 5.56 reference is as well?
5.56 is a caliber of round.
And was that used in the lyrics of this song?
Yes.
What was the 5.56 lyric?
5.56 increases the murder rate.
Was there a description as to as to
What? 5.56 increase the okay.
clothing in this song as well?
Yeah, mask on, get up close. This is another close case that's referencing like a suspect.
Yeah, I'm skipping to cross-examination here. Ah,
No, it is afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good
Detective Leader.
afternoon.
cross-examination.
So today this is your first time testifying as an expert.
No, ma'am.
You've testified as an expert before?
Yes, ma'am.
In what hearing?
It was a sentencing hearing in Jacksonville. It was a case involving Sean Walcott, who was a 1200.
Okay. Did that occur after your deposition in this case?
No, it was before.
Okay. I want to talk to you about where you get in your job, in your day-to-day, where you get your intel from. Part of your job is to provide information to other detectives to support them in their investigations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So to get that information, I would assume you don't just get it sitting at your desk, right? You're out in the field or in the street getting information as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you get information from citizens, just people that are uninvolved in the gangs. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Like witnesses who might have witnessed the crime?
Or like somebody lives in the neighborhoods where crime's happening. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
They just might be concerned about something that's going on.
Correct.
You get information from snitches, from people that are giving you confidential information
Yeah.
in general, not asking about anyone specific. You might get information from the ops of the gang you're investigating. Is that accurate?
Yes.
You might get information from associates of the gangs as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. You also get information from social media
Yes.
and from the internet in general.
Yes, ma'am.
So like YouTube, for example.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You'd also get information from other detectives
Yes, ma'am.
if they're particularly investigating some sort of crime that might be related to something you're investigating,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And I know you are assigned to ATK, and we've mentioned 1200, 6 Block, but there are also other gangs in Jacksonville too, right?
Yes, ma'am. I think we have 30 or 31 active gangs.
Okay. And not all those gangs are connected to the idea of like drill music, but these specifically are.
Yes, ma'am. These are.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you specifically about YouTube.
Okay.
And so you mentioned that you looked at, specifically in your investigation of this gang war, you've looked at, I'm sure, many YouTube videos, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Not just music videos, right?
Yes, I would say it's a mixture, but general music
Okay.
videos are the most common.
Okay. You also would look at like documentary style videos as well.
To a certain extent, yes, ma'am.
And in your review of those videos, sometimes you might find useful information, but you also find that not all the information is accurate, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, even though not all the information is accurate, you have been able to take some of that information and use it.
As long as it's corroborated by other evidence, yes.
Okay. And in fact, you've even used some information you've gathered from YouTube videos and testimony and sworn testimony related to this case.
Yes.
Okay. Particularly a different chart, gang chart that you captured from a YouTube video. Is that accurate?
I personally did not capture it, but I have seen it, yes.
And you've used it in sworn testimony before.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. And that was from a video from a gentleman by the name of Trap Lord Ross. That's not familiar?
I'm not sure who it was from. It was given to me. Like I said, I did not personally make that chart. I've seen it, but I'm not sure who it was from.
Okay. You are familiar with that gentleman, though, right? Trap Lord Ross.
I don't know who that is.
You've never.
I'm going to overrule the objection. He said he doesn't know who that is.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
you've seen. You've seen some of the hours-long documentary videos that sort of try to break down the gangs in Jacksonville.
I've seen a few.
And those videos have like millions of views.
Potentially, I'm not sure how many views they have.
Okay, a lot of views. You agree with that?
I'm not sure how many views they have.
Potentially thousands of comments, a lot of comments.
I'm not sure about the comments either.
Okay. You would agree with me that part of in your investigations that you sometimes go through the comments in these videos?
It depends.
On what? What would it depend on?
It depends on the video itself.
Okay. And what is an example of a video where you see information about the gang and you would not go through the comments?
Generally, it just depends on what occurs in the videos. If the comments are worthy. A lot of times the comments are just trolls.
If you believe you can find something that implicates people, why don't you just say it out loud? Or if you're just tired that day, your butt is itching that day, so you can't control the clicker.
So it's kind of similar, kind of a waste of time to scroll through all the comments.
And how would you know if the comments are trolling unless you go through them?
Well, I don't go through all of them. I've went through them on some videos, but not all videos.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is you might start to go through them, and then if you don't see anything, and that's not just for the documentary style videos, it's also for the videos where there's music videos.
Yes.
And that's also going to be for videos that are posted on social media.
Sometimes.
Or pictures or any sort of post is posted on social media.
Yeah, sometimes.
And these social media posts and YouTube videos and other information is posted on the internet, in those comments are going to be people that are talking about what occurred or their opinions of those things, right?
Sometimes.
And this is stuff that's just open to the public.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So it could be people from Jacksonville commenting on this stuff.
Could be.
And I'm sure you've probably seen people from other cities or even other states commenting on this stuff.
The usernames, I'm not real familiar where they're from.
Understood, but you wouldn't dispute me that there's no, it's not specified to Jacksonville. You don't have to be from Jacksonville to comment on this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right, and you'd agree with me that the fact that this sort of gang beef is ongoing, this is common knowledge?
I would say yes.
You'd agree with me that the fact that 1200 and ATK or 1200 and 6 Block have a beef is common knowledge?
It would depend on your definition of common knowledge. I would say that like a normal citizen of Duval County may not know about this, but if you live in the neighborhood, it's pretty common knowledge to people who live in that neighborhood or into these type of wars and gangs.
Okay, so let me take it a step back. You're saying that people in Jacksonville don't have knowledge of this?
I would venture to say that there is people in Jacksonville who do not have knowledge of this, yes.
Okay. These crimes, when they occur, these are things that are posted on the normal news, right?
Some of them, yes.
Okay. And I'll just use one example. When I see you video, these videos have millions of views.
Yes.
The Who I Smoke video has millions of views.
Yes.
Right? But your position that just normal people in Jacksonville probably don't know about this?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So you would agree with me that it's common knowledge that in Jacksonville, that Young and Ace was shot in this 2018 town center shooting?
Once again, I would probably venture to say what the definition of common knowledge is, that not everybody in Jacksonville is going to be aware of that now.
Okay, so I'm not asking about what everyone knows. I'm not asking for every person that has ever, touched foot in Jacksonville. I'm saying generally, that people who watch the news, who are on social media, who maybe listen to rap music, or who just live in Jacksonville and are concerned about the safety of their community, that in common knowledge, people are aware that these things are going on.
That shootings in Jacksonville occur, yes.
Specifically, that shootings between ATK, 1200, 6 Block are going on.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. The shooting that happened in 2018 at the town center, that was on the news.
Yes, ma'am.
That was highly publicized on the news as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the subject of the When I See You video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The one that has millions of views.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So the music videos that we watched on Direct, the ones that we just saw, those aren't the only drill music videos that exist within this amount of time, within this, let's say 2021, 2023 time period.
No, ma'am.
There are a couple others, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're familiar with a song named Dead Ops by Julio Foolio?
Yes, ma'am. Are you speaking about number one or number two?
I was going to go to that one next.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Dead Ops too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You familiar with Beatbox?
By which artist?
By Julio Foolio.
Yes, ma'am.
And you familiar with WWE by Julio Foolio?
No, ma'am. I'm not.
Okay. The four that we mentioned before, Dead Ops 2, and Beatbox. You've watched those videos, I'm sure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are videos that you also use to assist you in your investigation of these crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Those are videos that you've reviewed and analyzed the lyrics of as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. General knowledge is not everybody knows everything about this stuff. General knowledge is that within the general population, there is knowledge.
Ones, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 1A through E is composite into evidence.
We're in the state's case. Are you objecting to them introducing evidence during your case in chief?
We are objecting, Your Honor, as it relates specifically to 1D and 1E for efficiency purposes. No objection as to 1A and 1B
Okay.
and C.
So 1A, 1B, and 1C, you agree to allow them to introduce during your case in chief?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So as to the others, you said D and E, you object?
Yes, Your Honor. Lack of foundation, if this witness is not familiar, lack of foundation of those videos, and cumulative as the fifth video was already played in the state's case.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, we're going to
He's an expert witness. He should, as an expert witness, be able to testify about these known, according to him, gang members doing songs because he's an expert. If you're an expert in an area, you're more or less are able to make an opinion of something you just got in your hand.
remove WWE, and I believe D is already in evidence, so no problem.
Okay, so we're left with dead
A
ops
through C.
1 and 2 and beatbox?
Correct.
Okay, so
It's A through C.
defense exhibits 1A, 1B, and 1C will be admitted.
Your Honor, I seek to publish those to the jury now.
Sure.
Let's start with.
Okay, and again, dun, dun, dun. Skipping, because I don't want to be copyright claimed.
And stands over a guy with a gun and kills him in the video.
Yes.
All right, and that what he has is what looks like a 9mm with a drum attached, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a 9mm, but it was a handgun.
A handgun.
Yep.
This is better. A handgun with a drum attached.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the drum, purpose of that is to put more bullets in it,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So that the handgun will shoot much more than what it would normally shoot if it didn't have that attached to it.
Correct.
All right. Now he starts at the end of the song and he says he wants to list his dead ops, right?
Yes.
And then he goes through the entirety of the song listing people that have died from the other gang. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So I heard, and just tell me if I'm correct, I heard Nietzsche was one of the people that he listed.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard Leaky was one of the people that he mentioned.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard Busta that caught one to the face. Did you hear that?
I heard that, but I'm not sure who Busta is.
Okay. I heard a reference to the 2018 shooting about Ace being the only one to survive.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is another song where he's discussing that 2018 shooting,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And this song was also published to YouTube.
Yes, it was.
Do you recall how many views this video has?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Would taking a look at the actual video on YouTube help to refresh your recollection on how many views it has?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't ask for permission to approach the witness.
I can see it. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. It
Does that
says
refresh your?
it says 30 million views, and the video was posted 4 years ago.
Okay, so that's an additional 30 million views.
That's a fuck ton of ad revenue. I don't have 30 million views on my stuff. I don't even think I have a lifetime 30 million views. Let's check. I have a lifetime of 2.4 million views. And that is almost 3 years of streaming, videos, and everything. And here you have trap rappers getting 30 million views on one video. That's not fair. Go watch my stuff.
To the other almost 100 million views on When I See You and Who I Smoke, right?
100 million views?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but that would be an additional 30 million. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with taking a look at the views on Who I Smoke and When I See You, that refresh.
100 million views. And I've never heard of these people before this trial. So, like and subscribe, folks. Get me,
Yes, ma'am. It says
get me the
69
views.
million views.
Daddy needs ad revenue. Big Nick needs ad revenue.
Who I Smoke.
57 million views.
Okay, so we have 57 million views for Who I Smoke, 69 million views for When I See You, and 30 million views for Dead Ops.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't really feel like going out right now, but it's definitely over 100, right?
Correct.
Over 130, right?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. Let's go to dead ops.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Depending on depending, of course, on the length of the video, how many ads, yada yada yada. An average of around $100,000 from one video. I need one of my videos to take off. What could I do with $100,000? I could. That's about a year and some month of full-time work from one video. Yeah, that would be fun. I could buy a property, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, put a little cottage on it. That I could do for $100,000. I could put it in dividends, then it would pay me around $5,000 a year. Yeah, I could do a lot of fun stuff with $100,000. Ooh, sidebar counter 13. Maybe I should copyright the sidebar counter. Yeah. See the discussion. Well, if Alicia is convicted, she is facing life in prison. She does not have the gang enhancement, which the other four have. They are actually facing the death penalty. And regarding the evidence against the other four, that's a decent pile of evidence. But still, here's the thing. She was not seen at the crime scene on the videos. What they do have is her phone allegedly pinging from that area.
Anyway, go ahead. Play the next two videos. We need to wrap this up, okay?
Yes, sir.
Why do you say that in front of the jury? Why the fuck would you say such a thing in front of the jury? No, she has no enhancement whatsoever. She's charged with murder and conspiracy. Yeah, so they are showing another video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it wasn't just Julio Foolio on that video. There's someone else rapping as well, right?
Correct.
You know-
Kojak.
Kojak. And who was he connected to?
He is 6 block.
All right. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you do you know who that little boy is?
No, ma'am.
You haven't identified him as a member of any sort of gang connected to this, right?
No, ma'am. I don't know who he is.
Okay. All right. And do you know or do you recall how many views that video has?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay.
I would assume it has. So yeah, state gets forever, defense gets rushed on cross-examination.
That one has 20 million.
20 million views.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're somewhere north of 150 million views at this point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the last video that we mentioned that you have seen was Dead Ops 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall how many videos, how many views that video has?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, we're taking a look at,
Yes, ma'am. That one's going to be 7.4 million.
7.4, so.
They're up to close to 170
Yes, ma'am,
million
roughly.
views, which is for 4 videos,
Okay, and those aren't all the videos, right? There are other
150 to
videos as well, right?
200,000
And those
dollars.
potentially have millions of views as well.
Potentially, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Hey, so cool.
Right.
Checking in from Colorado Springs.
and any of the videos that
Thank you for being
the
here.
ones that we saw today, and the other ones that you've viewed, Alicia Andrews isn't in any of those videos, right?
Not that I've seen.
As far as you know, she's not a rapper.
Not that I'm aware of.
As far as she's not a ghost rapper writing lyrics for any of these people, as far as you know.
She, the lyric part, she hasn't at least been on where you like Apple Music and stuff like that. You can see who can buy. Her name has not come across as any of those. No, ma'am.
And that was my next question. First, if you've ever looked to see who was credited for this music.
Yes, ma'am.
And Alicia Andrews is not credited for any of this music.
Not that I've come across.
And I believe you already said you haven't seen her in any of the videos, right?
I have not seen her.
Okay. In the Who I Smoke video, I'm sorry, in the Game Over video,
Yes, ma'am.
despite the fact that Young and Ace is sort of taking credit for the Julio Foolio murder, he hasn't been arrested related to this case. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
All right. I want to talk to you about the October 2023 shooting of Mr. Jones in his foot, I believe it was, right?
Okay.
So, where did that occur?
It occurred in Duval County in an area town called Paxton.
Okay. And is that one of those towns that has like a separate police department, or?
No, ma'am. Jacksonville and Duval County itself is very large. So there is separate neighborhoods that have different names throughout the city. Just for a couple examples, just so you can, like, there's a town center, there's Southside, Mandarin, Paxton, Sherwood. So like, there's different. Each little area town has its own little nickname.
Got it. And but all of those are under the jurisdiction of JSO.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as the, I don't believe I asked you this question, so I'm going to ask you. Even though you are assigned to ATK, it's possible that other detectives, other gang detectives, could end up assigned to like a specific investigation for ATK.
Yes, but generally how we work within our unit is if you're on call that night or that day and an incident occurs, you will respond and you'll get the preliminary information. And once I come back to work, I will then take over the role of assisting the other units as the main ATK chain of point of contact.
Got it. Okay. And in this case, actually, that's exactly what happened. Detective Drabeck was on call,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So he ended up initially connecting with the Tampa Police Department in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But back to October 2023. So, would you describe yourself as like the lead detective as it relates to that shooting?
No, ma'am. Within the sheriff's office, we have different investigative units. We would be more of like an intelligence unit, or we have a robbery violent crimes unit that handles robberies and violent crimes, more like shootings where people do not die. And we have a homicide unit that handles homicides. So we assist them with intelligence and other information that we may have.
Okay. So you could end up assisting as far as giving intelligence to on a wide range of different crimes,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So you could be helping a robbery detective, homicide detective, maybe even like a grand theft situation. You could be working on any crime as long as it's connected to a gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you were actually working on this crime as well.
Yes, ma'am. I responded to that scene. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so your job and your responsibility is to assist them, to give any information that you might have that could assist is to give to them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as far as what you know about that crime, you know that he was shot in the foot and that he drove himself to the hospital, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know that it occurred after or within hours of an ATK member being shot.
Shot and killed. Yes, ma'am.
Shot and killed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have not made an arrest in that case. Yeah, October 2023.
There's not been an arrest, no, ma'am.
Right. And you don't have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews was involved in that shooting.
I do not, no, ma'am.
No, she obviously, you have not made an arrest, so she was not arrested in relation to that shooting.
That would be correct.
Okay. You don't have any evidence to suggest that she knew about that shooting,
I do not.
that she was on the scene of that shooting.
I do not.
You don't have any evidence to suggest that she was aware or knew any of the people that you suspect were involved in that shooting at the time.
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Now I want to talk about the evidence in this case specifically.
Okay.
You didn't draft any reports in this case, right?
Related to the homicide in itself, no, ma'am.
Okay. Did you draft any other reports
Some Duval County related incidents, yes, ma'am.
connected to this incident?
It would be connected to Duval County cases.
Okay, not the murder in this case,
No, ma'am.
but you were in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At what point do you kind of step in to assist or to take over from Detective Drabeck?
We worked.
Yeah, apparently there's a glitch of some sort. I can see it in the viewer counts that all of a sudden, almost everybody disappeared. So I don't know what's going on here. Let me check here to see if I'm actually still live. Yeah, I'm still live. But yeah, almost everybody disappeared in an instant. That's not normal.
Along together pretty much the entire case, just because it was a lot of information and stuff in the back and forths. So I would say I never took it over completely. We worked alongside each other the entire time.
Okay. And if you had to put like a time on it, how long would you say you and Detective Drake? All right. You would agree with me that one of the catalysts to this back and forth gang war is that 2018 shooting at the town center.
I would say that was a very big moment in this war. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we've heard a lot about, so I just want to kind of refresh the jury's understanding. So this 2018 shooting, Young and Ace is shot and survives, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
His brother, Trayvon Bullard, is also shot and actually dies in this shooting.
Yes, ma'am.
There's another gentleman named Jacoby Grover
Yes,
that dies,
yes, ma'am.
and Royale Smith, that is 23, he also dies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You don't have any evidence.
Okay. Hold on here while I listen. Oh yeah, it's very, very glitchy. But it's not glitchy here in StreamYard. So let me check here. 305. Just going to update here. Nine.
Views on what I see you and who I smoke, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but that would be an additional 30 million. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would taking a look at the views on who I smoke and when I see you, would that refresh your recollection as to how many views?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, not there.
Where did that occur?
It occurred in Duval County in an area town called Paxton.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You still have not made an arrest in that case, the October 2023.
There's not been an arrest, no, ma'am.
All right. And you don't have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews was involved in that shooting?
I do not, no, ma'am.
No. She obviously, you have not made an arrest, so she was not arrested in relation to that shooting.
That would be correct.
Okay. You don't have any evidence to suggest that she knew about that shooting,
I do not.
that she was on the scene of that shooting.
I do not.
You don't have any evidence to suggest that she was aware or knew any of the people that you suspect were involved in that shooting at the time.
Still doing it. Okay. Let me check if it is the sound enhancer who does it.
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Now I want to talk about the evidence in this case specifically.
Okay.
You didn't draft any reports in this case, right?
Related to the homicide in itself, no, ma'am.
Okay. Did you draft any other reports?
Some Duval County related incidents, yes, ma'am.
Connected to this incident?
It would be connected to Duval County cases.
Okay, not the murder in this case.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You didn't collect any physical evidence. Obviously, you weren't in Tampa. You were in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At what point do you kind of step in to assist or to take over from Detective Drabeck?
We worked along together pretty much the entire case, just because it was a lot of information and stuff in the back and forths. So I would say I never took it over completely. We worked alongside each other the entire time.
Okay. And if you had to put like a time on it, how long would you say you and Detective Drabeck are assisting in this case?
From the day it happened until current day.
Okay. All right. You would agree with me that one of the catalysts to this back and forth gang war is that 2018 shooting at the town center?
I would say that was a very big moment in this war. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we've heard a lot about, so I just want to kind of refresh the jury's understanding. So this 2018 shooting, Young Ace is shot and survives, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
His brother, Trayvon Bullard, is also shot and actually dies in this shooting.
Yes, ma'am.
There's another gentleman named Jacoby Grover
Yes.
that dies,
Yes, ma'am.
and Royale Smith, that is 23. He also dies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You don't have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews is personally connected to any of these individuals that died.
I do not.
Okay. Or to Young Ace,
I
who
do
survived.
not.
I would assume, but I'm going to ask that you relayed, or you and Detective Drabeck relayed your knowledge about this 2018 shooting and the origins of the gang war. You relayed that to Detective Ramos, who's the lead detective in Tampa.
Yes, we have.
Okay. Do you know a woman by the name of Aaliyah Albright?
I know of her. I don't know much about her.
Are you aware that she was on the scene the night of this shooting, this murder, the murder in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure you have reviewed the video footage or surveillance in front of the hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
Right before the shooting occurs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you would recall that Miss Albright gets out of a vehicle and then goes inside of the hotel lobby, immediately proceeding. I see you're looking at the state. Did you?
No, just look around.
Oh, okay. She proceeded inside of the hotel lobby immediately before the shooting happened, right?
The last time I saw the video was a good while ago. I would need to refresh my
Sure.
memory on the video.
No problem.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to outside the scope of direct.
Yes, what's this relevant to?
Your Honor, can we go sidebar about this?
Yeah. Come on up.
Okay. Sidebar. Number 14. Yeah. I can. In my end here, there's no glitching of the sound from the court. For some reason, it's glitchy out to you from StreamYard. I don't know why. And it didn't help by changing the sound enhancer. I can't do anything about it. Which is infuriating. And since I did an update, refresh, I do no longer have subtitles from this. And I can't find a clean stream other than Law and Crimes.
Recess.
All right, recess for a while.
Yeah. Well, hold on to bring him in yet.
Now, am I glitching now as well? Oh.
Regularly.
Okay. The next witness is the matter. In relation to identification, I know there's an instruction you normally read with that, so I would support to read that before I begin to direct.
Sure.
All right. Okay, if sound out is... Oh, it's getting worse. Okay, I don't know what happened. But I mean, if you guys can barely, if this sound from court is glitching, and now I'm starting to glitch. Oh, now I sound great. So only when I play it. You know what? Well, we've been at it for 3.5 hours. It is 1:05 a.m. where I am. Yeah, this since we are a week before you on the daylight savings, it's a bit rough. But so what I will do is I have to continue this tomorrow, and I will try to use the EV Max platform, and hopefully that fixes some of the problem. Yeah, StreamYard is just getting worse and worse. Just getting worse and worse. And I see it on the viewer count that, yeah, you, my regulars, yeah, you can go through this. But if I don't have the views, so I will continue this tomorrow from another streaming platform. And so, yeah, folks, this has to be enough for today. So, folks, where is the case against Alicia Andrews? Yeah, she knows one of the guys. They can't connect her to the other ones. She was there in the car earlier that night. They can't put her on the crime scene, except that her phone allegedly pinged in the area. So this is, in my personal, now this evidence that we hear here against the other 4 defendants, probably quite solid. But against Alicia, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. But more about this tomorrow. I believe tomorrow they will also have the lead detective on. And that cross-examination I want to see, because the defense have been teasing us with all this. Did you wear gloves? You are supposed to wear gloves when you handle evidence, don't you? So I would assume that this has to do with the lead detective and how he handled this case. All right, folks. I'm going to send you over to Ian Runkle. Now, his doesn't start until he will start his in about 20 minutes. So you can get a nice brew or bit of food or everything. Folks, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you guys over at Twitch, the 2 of you, over at Rumble, which is more people, and you here on YouTube that are even more. Thank you so much. Hit the like, do the subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I will see you tomorrow. I will try to start a bit earlier tomorrow, around lunch, Florida time. All right. Oh, and thank you to Tammy for $2. Thank you. And from me and Mr. Jingles. Oh, Mr. Jingles. I startled him, so I deserve that. All right, folks. Thank you, and see you in the next stream.